When Squidward decides to treat himself to a nose job, SpongeBob drives him to the hospital to get it. Just unfortunately for Squidward, SpongeBob never leaves, he just stays there. And as a result of this, SpongeBob is mistaken for an actual doctor. And this goes way too far, with SpongeBob eventually becoming Squidward's surgeon. Yeah, poor Squidward. Now in the end, SpongeBob doesn't do a very good job, and this leaves Squidward looking very, well, not so handsome. But we're here to talk about mistakes, so yeah, let's do that. During this scene, where SpongeBob enters the operating room, one of the fish on the left is purple. However, when we see this fish again in the next scene, he's now just a completely different color. He isn't purple anymore, that's for sure, so definitely another mistake here.
Oh, yeah. This is the life. And best of all, there's no SpongeBob here to ruin it. Wait, no.
Oh, hi, everybody. You ready to get crazy? Huh, crazy fish?
You bet your frosting, sponge cake.
Sorry, I'm not wearing any frosting. Hey, that's cheating.
Coming in hot, we've got Blackened Sponge. This is a weird SpongeBob episode. The title's very weird, just saying, Blackened Sponge. But it's all about SpongeBob getting a black eye and lying about it. He actually slips and hurts his eye, but he goes and lies to everyone and tells them that he got in a fight with some dude. SpongeBob, you're such a capper. As a matter of fact, we're gonna get into the mistakes, but I want you guys to hear SpongeBob's elaborate little lie here about what actually happened.
When a wanton cry of distress pounded against my eardrum, which was a victim tied at my feet, when a large bowling pin struck me in the face. The hurler was none other than Jack and Crazy Fish. The very thought of being vanquished made Jack and Crazy Fish burst into tears. One of the blasts went haywire and hit me right in the face.
Yeah, so that's what SpongeBob says is what happens. Again, we're gonna get into the mistakes, but this is what actually happened. Look.
Ooh, what a relief. For a second there, I thought I gave myself a black...
Yeah, SpongeBob, you are a massive liar, and guys, here's the first mistake from this episode.
Yee-haw! Get out, little fishies!
Hi, Sandy.
You guys probably caught this one, but when SpongeBob says, "Hi, Sandy," look, part of his white shirt is black, when of course it's supposed to be white. I don't know what happened here, but it's definitely not supposed to be black. Here's mistake number 2 from Blackened Sponge.
SpongeBob is 13 and a half minutes late for duty. I hope for his sake this means he was in a horrible accident. Well, looks like I was right about the accident part.
This one is definitely going to need some explaining, but it's pretty rough. So, when Incidental 107, this guy right here, first appears in Mr. Krabs' comments about how late SpongeBob is, Incidental 107 is seen in his normal color scheme, alright? This is how he's always drawn in color. However though, when SpongeBob eventually comes in and walks past Incidental 107, who's with Incidental 14 at the time, look. Incidental 107 is now just a completely different color. They just completely changed his design, and there's only one of Incidental 107, so this was absolutely, positively, 100% a mistake. And believe it or not, I've got another one from this episode. 3 in 1 episode is wild.
Crazy Fish sprang up out of nowhere. He threw a giant tire at the back of my head. Then he stood over me to gloat. I jumped up and karate kicked his hairpiece right off of its snaps. He was so ashamed, he ran all the way home, leaving behind a pool of tears.
Did you guys catch it? Well, when Jack M. Crazy Fish, the dude that SpongeBob supposedly beat up, when he in SpongeBob's story runs all the way home, leaving behind a pool of tears, major cap, we can see that SpongeBob is wearing his Krusty Krab hat. But guys, what's missing? Come on, let me know in the comments what's missing from his hat. I'm gonna give you guys like 5 seconds to figure it out. Yeah, he's missing the anchor on his hat. Massive mistake. Let's keep it going though, gang. Let's head over to another episode, and don't worry, random mistake of the day is coming up soon. Our next mistake is from another episode we covered recently, but the mistake or error is completely new, and it's actually worse. So yeah, in the episode, The Algae's Always Greener, Plankton uses his new invention to swap lives with Mr. Krabs. And as you can imagine, it makes for a really good plot, with Plankton slowly learning that Mr. Krabs' life isn't as cracked up as he thinks. Now, the mistake in question is really easy to miss, so pay close attention. But during this scene, where the show uses a bubble transition, a blue screen with the date of May 29th, 2001 by Rough Draft Korea can briefly be shown within the transition, thus making for a pretty brutal mistake. Again, it's easy to miss, but whoever animated this episode, being Rough Draft Korea, they shouldn't have had that in there, so definitely a mistake. Here's a clip.
What a brilliant idea! Your parents must have been like part computer or something. Now let's see here. No. Aha! Well, I hate to leave you, Karen, but you know what they say, a rolling stone gathers no algae.
Oh boy, this next episode really packs a punch, probably because it's all about karate. Here, take a look at the plot, it's a really good one.
Who is this intruder that fails to attack me?
That's my friend, SpongeBob SquarePants.
Whoa. You know karate?
He doesn't just know karate, he is karate. Fuzzy's here to test me for the highest belt in karate.
But Sandy, you already have a black belt.
Yes, but there's one even higher than that, the blacker belt.
Gee,
If you want a belt, you must earn it.
okay. But how can anyone ever truly know whether he or she is worthy?
It is simple. I conduct a series of tests, and if you pass, I will give you a belt that shows you know karate.
Like I said, the episode has a really cool plot, with SpongeBob training to get his karate belts, and he does in the end, but at the same time, there's also a mistake. Let's see if you guys can catch it.
And your fries, sir. Ketchup? Oops. Got it. Oh, Fuzzy. Sensei Fuzzy, are you okay?
I was wrong about you, SpongeBob. You are now a karate master. Here.
For me? You look terrible.
Oh, okay.
Sandy, what's wrong with Fuzzy?
I know what he needs. He just needs this.
This one is really bad, but as you can see, Sandy's entire body duplicates for a frame. And no, this isn't like an animation technique, this was a straight up mistake. And here's another one. Let's see if you guys can catch it.
Boy, I can't wait to show Sandy my new karate move. Ah! Oh, Sandy! Sandy's in trouble. Don't worry, Sandy. I'm coming to save ya.
Yeah, this one admittedly isn't as bad, but why is SpongeBob's teeth yellow? A fairly common SpongeBob error, but it's still a mistake and it's still worth mentioning, and the one coming up in this next episode is crazy.
Could you hand me that wrench, SpongeBob?
Nuh-uh. Lab partner.
Huh?
You called me SpongeBob. I thought we agreed to address each other by our proper titles.
SpongeBob!
Lab partner.
We're gonna make this next one quick. The mistake can be found in the episode Perfect Chemistry. Take a look at this.
Hey, cut it out!
Plankton, is that you?
Of course it's me, you moron. Interesting.
Did you guys catch it? So, Plankton should be wearing something. As you guys know, Plankton is a sea creature, he needs water, but he's in Sandy's tree dome, which has no water, it's just air in there. So, Plankton not having a water helmet is a major mistake here. The dude would, die. I hate to say it, but he'd literally die. So, yeah, major mistake here. Here's another episode.
Welcome to my Emporium of Wonders. Can I interest you in a traditional Klapnadian Spladunker? Or perhaps a lightly used Fluna?
Here's a quick one from another season 13 episode, You're Going to Pay Phone, and it has to do with the Krusty Krab's back door. Take a look at this.
Hey, Squidward, get that hunk of junk out of here, would you? Come on. Gladly.
I sound like a total SpongeBob nerd by even pointing this out, but hopefully you guys caught it, alright? Yeah, so the back of the Krusty Krab, this door right here, does not look like this. It's completely incorrect in this episode. And to show you, take a look at it in this scene from Shell of a Man. Or this episode, The Splinter, where we can see Patrick standing in the dumpster beside it, look at the door. Here's even one more example so you guys know I'm not capping. Look at this shot from the episode The Other Patty, alright? Look at this. Like I said, I sound like a total nerd. Here's a side-by-side. Yeah, how it looks in You're Going to Payphone is not correct. Totally a mistake, and I don't know who drew the door like that because it don't look like that.
Hey! I want to learn how to do that!
Well, what, you mean karate?
Uh-huh.
We're heading over to season 7 for this next one, and this episode is not liked by the SpongeBob community very much. It's Karate Star. I personally don't think that the episode is that bad, but a lot of fans just do not like this one. Mainly due to the plot, but surprise, surprise, the episode itself also has a bunch of mistakes, and let's get right into them. Here's the first one in Grapple Gang. Try to guess what the mistake is before I reveal it. Try to comment what the mistake is before I actually say what it is. I know you guys can do it. Anyways, roll that footage.
Oh, what's this? I haven't seen this before. Oh, yeah.
Hey, look, it's Patrick!
Hiya, SpongeBob!
What are you doing in there? There, Neptune!
So this one's weird, alright? Let's take a look at the Krusty Krab from the outside, and you'll notice that the Krusty Krab doors have these yellow handles on them, alright? It's been there ever since the first ever episode, and it's just how the doors look, man, alright? It's how they look. But in the clips you guys just saw, when Patrick chops through the Krusty Krab doors with his karate, or his karate, those yellow handles do not appear on the floor, when they really should. Like, this mistake is a bit of a nitpick on my end, and I can understand why the animators were a little too lazy to put the handles in this shot, but it's still technically a mistake.
Lipids and cream.
We're all out. In fact, we're out of everything.
Alright, mistake number 3. So as you guys saw in the clips, Patrick over here orders a delicious ice cream, alright? I could go for some ice cream right now. Comment down below, Grapple Gang, what's your favorite flavor of ice cream? Mine is cookie dough. But anyways, when Patrick orders his large ice cream, the amount of scoops on his ice cream inconsistently change in between shots. For example, when he first gets it, it looks like this, and there's this many scoops. But when the shot changes, look, so do the scoops of ice cream. Not a huge deal, but this one is most certainly a mistake, and hey, mistakes happen sometimes. It's a 2D animated show, but I caught ya. And let's catch more heading over to another episode. And guys, stay tuned because the mistakes are only gonna get crazier as we go. I'm saving the craziest mistakes for the end.
I was merely emulating my latest media obsession. Kenny the Cat!
Kenny the Cat? What in Clam's name is, the cat?
Let's head over to modern SpongeBob for this next one. The episode's from season 12, which is a pretty good season, and the episode is Kenny the Cat. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be blunt, I'm not a big fan of this episode. I think Kenny the Cat is kind of annoying, but it has its good moments. What it also has, of course, though, is this really bad mistake, and this one's bad. The art team got in trouble for this one, for sure. Roll the footage.
This gets real uncomfortable after a while.
You guys might have missed it, but during this scene where Kenny gets his oxygen tank, if we zoom in on his right foot and pause, the animators forgot to color in and fill in his right foot. It's just completely transparent, and dude, look at how weird that looks. These are the mistakes where it's actually kind of bad. Like, I'll always give SpongeBob a break because it's 2D animation, and 2D animation is hard, but mistakes like this where it's like a couple of seconds where somebody's foot was not colored in is pretty rough. So yeah, let's head over to another episode, guys. Lots of really cool mistakes coming up. Guess what? I've got another Glove World episode for you guys. Like I said, I love Glove World. If I could go anywhere in the world that doesn't exist, a fictional location, I'd probably go to Glove World. It'd be fun. But anyways, here's some clips from this episode. It's called Glove World RIP. It's a pretty good one.
Well, there she is, Patrick. It's time to say goodbye to the Tilt-A-Hurl.
Goodbye, Tilt-A-Hurl.
Goodbye, Glovedrop.
So many fond memories on this ride.
I know, Patrick, but we had to be brave. I just don't get it. I mean, why? Why must Glove World close?
Man, imagine if Glove World closed. SpongeBob and Patrick would be heartbroken, as we just seen. Like, they would have nothing to do anymore, pretty much. But anyways, let's get into the first mistake from this episode. This one's actually, like, really funny, and I don't even know how they made this mistake.
Ah, guests. Could I offer you some lemonade?
So as you can see, we're in a library right now, right? But why is there a window on top of the books? What? Who made this mistake? Why is there a window literally on top of the books in the library? Talk about like a really bad mistake. Like this dude should get fired. But anyways, let's move over to mistake number 2. This one's also pretty good.
Patrick!
I can't come out now, SpongeBob. I'm taking a shower.
But Patrick, it's Glove World! They're gonna...
Glove World!
There it is, Patrick. Glove World.
Look at that guy. He must be the owner.
We heard a horrible rumor that you're going to close Glove World forever!
Close Glove World? Has the world gone mad?
So Glove World has made numerous locations throughout the show's history, like all the way back in Rock Bottom was its first appearance, I think, and then since then it's had many appearances throughout the show. And one thing has usually been consistent throughout these appearances, and that's the entrance to Glove World. So take a look at some of these shots of the entrance. This is how it normally looks across other episodes, but in this episode, it's different. Like, it's not a crazy difference, but it's pretty different as you can see, making for a weird continuity error. I guess they could have changed the entrance, but Glove World appears in later episodes, and the entrance looks like how it originally looked. So yeah, a weird mistake. Let's move over to our final episode of today, which also is full of crazy mistakes. In the episode Crabborg, SpongeBob stays up late one night to watch a horror film, where robots take over the world, and as a result of this, he becomes paranoid, and at work, he begins to think that Mr. Krabs is actually a secret evil robot. Well, eventually, he also convinces Squidward to help him, and they soon think that robots have really taken over the entire world. It's ridiculous, but it's also pretty darn funny, so go give the episode a watch if you haven't. Anyways though, on to the mistake, and I will say this one is kind of weird, so listen carefully, okay? During this scene, Mr. Krabs is tied to a chair, and look behind the chair. There's like the back part of the chair, right? Again, this is a weird mistake. Well, in this shot of the same scene, that part of the chair is just gone. It just disappears randomly, but then in the next scene, it comes back. So a bit of a weird mistake here, and I don't know how the animators forgot to draw the back of the chair during this one scene, but they didn't. So yeah.
Where's Mr. Krabs?
What are you talking about? I'm Mr. Krabs.
We can do this all night if you want. Where's Mr. Krabs?
I'm Mr. Krabs.
Where's Mr. Krabs?
Where's Mr. Krabs?
I am Mr. Krabs. I am.
This is one stubborn robot.
What?
In the episode Pre-Hibernation Week, Sandy prepares for hibernation, and SpongeBob happily agrees to play some sports with her to have one last little fun play session before she goes in for her long sleep. They're not going to be able to hang out for a while. SpongeBob soon regrets it though, as Sandy puts SpongeBob in all sorts of dangerous situations. And from here, the episode focuses on a stressed out SpongeBob, hiding from Sandy to avoid playing more dangerous sports with her. It isn't necessarily my favorite episode, but I love the scenes of Sandy and SpongeBob competing with each other. What I don't love so much though is this mistake. During the scene where Sandy is getting mad at Bikini Bottomites, there is a brief shot where her neck is incorrectly colored as white when it should be brown. Here's a clip.
in the lifeboats!
Alpha Team, you search uptown. Gold Team searches downtown. Any questions?
Gold Team rules!
Besides, he's yellow.
Yeah, here he is. Hey, can I go home now?
Oh, look! He's up in the sky! Well, he's not... Huh? They must have gone to search some more.
The episode, I Was a Teenage Gary, is yet another creepy and disturbing episode. I mean, yeah, this show is for kids, but this episode had some really weird scenes that us 90s and 2000s kids will never forget. For example, the scene where SpongeBob literally transforms into a snail against his will. It's pretty weird, it's pretty creepy. The episode's ending is also pretty grim, with both SpongeBob and Squidward being trapped as snails. But what's even more spooky is this mistake. I know you missed it. This one is pretty complicated, so seriously, listen closely, as there is an error in this episode revolving around Gary's colors. As you can see, Gary's body is blue, with a little bit of green at the bottom. Ignore his shell, as I'm only talking about his actual body. Like I said, it's supposed to be blue. But during this one shot, it seems his colors got reversed, as Gary is green, and boy does it look really weird. And last but not least is the episode There Will Be Grease, another episode we've covered a few times recently, but the mistake is completely new. It's a fresh mistake. In this episode, Mr. Krabs and Plankton team up after they realize that underneath their restaurants, there is a wealth of miracle grease. They take this stuff and market it as a product, and it goes on to be fairly successful, with them even making a song for it called Everything's Juice, or Everything Juice. Now, during the performance of this song, there is a brief frame where Plankton's eye disappears for the entire frame. Considering Plankton only has one eye, this is a very blatant mistake, but hey, mistakes happen sometimes, and the episode is still an awesome episode.
Hey there, mister. Would you like to know about a very special something?
Cruise ship ahoy!
Appears I am being abducted by aliens. Finally.
Next up, we have a very new episode. It's Star Cruise, and I'll admit I'm kind of cheating, guys. This is The Patrick Star Show episode, but I mean, come on. SpongeBob, Patrick Star Show, it's all the same stuff. Well, actually, like, regular SpongeBob is way better, but anyways, the episode is Star Cruise, and here's the mistake.
Enjoy your cruisy snooze.
Okay, so let's take a look at Bunny over here. This is Patrick's mother, for those who do not know. And you'll notice a big part of her design is this lipstick right here that she always wears. You can see it right here. Remember this, as in Star Cruise, when Bunny leaves the engine room in this scene right here, look. It's not a huge deal, but the animators completely forgot to draw her lipstick. And what's funny is, like, after this scene, look, her lipstick is back. And before this scene, she was wearing lipstick. So even when we see her in the engine room, she's wearing lipstick. So just, yeah, a mistake. This one is nothing compared to the next set of mistakes we'll be covering in this next episode, though. Let's head over there. Okay, so first up, our first set of mistakes can be found in the episode Squid's Day Off, an episode all about Squidward taking a day off of work and making SpongeBob do all of the hard work.
You get to run the cash register.
Cash register? Squidward, who's gonna work the grill?
You are. It's part of the promotion I mentioned earlier. You're gonna take the orders, then you're gonna make them.
Now, the first mistake in this episode is pretty bad, as during this scene, take a look at Squidward's neck.
I don't like your tone.
I'm sure you are. How's that?
Just do your jobs.
Aye, aye, Mr. Tentacles.
Yeah, normally Squidward's neck is like the same color as his skin, so definitely a mistake. And I've got another one, as take a look at this.
SpongeBob, stop ringing this bell.
I was just testing it.
I will ring the bell when there's an order, but There's no customers!
Here, take a close look as Squidward's legs are like transparent. It's like the animators forgot to color them in and it looks really bad. Oh, and there's actually a third one in this episode as take a look at the emergency sign at the hospital. Yeah, they spelt it wrong.
Okay, Mr. Krabs. Get plenty of rest, and if things don't seem right, come back.
SpongeBob, you can't beat me!
Hold up for a second, it's time for the random mistake of the day, where we're gonna get right back to SpongeBob, talk about another cartoon and a mistake in another cartoon very quickly. Today we're going to be doing The Amazing World of Gumball, something recommended by you guys a ton. And again, we're gonna get right back to SpongeBob, guys, so stay tuned. If you're here for SpongeBob, don't worry, but yeah, for a little context, the mistake revolves around this character right here, Richard, who's the father of Gumball, all right? It has to do with him, and it's in the episode The Kids. Roll the clip, let's see if you guys can spot it. And then we're going right back to SpongeBob, just reminding you guys again.
You still got it.
Hey, kids, do I look old to you?
Hard to say. I guess that's the good thing about being fat. It fills out all the wrinkles. Come on, help us out here. Was it BC or AD?
This is definitely a situation where it's blink and you'll miss it for sure, and it's also really, really fun. But after Richard goes to leave the room after being insulted from his kids about looking old, if you look closely, his face completely disappears. You can barely see it in motion, so we're pausing it here and you can see it, and just, yes, something very creepy about seeing Richard without a face. Funny mistake here from The Amazing World of Gumball, and it's back to the main event. It's back to SpongeBob, and this one, guys, is going to be wild. Lots of mistakes. Our next mistake can be found in the episode Shell Games, a really fun episode from the show's 12th season. Now, the mistake, to be honest, is very subtle, so I'm going to make this section quick. That way we can get back to the more crazy mistakes I've saved for later on in this video. They're crazy, so stay tuned. But yeah, during this zoomed out shot of Mrs. Puff, as you can see if you look closely, her lipstick is red, okay? It's red. You can see it right here. Well, in the very next shot, where we get a closer look, her lipstick has magically changed from red to pink, thus making for a subtle but interesting mistake. Again, we've got some cooler ones later, so stay tuned, but here's a clip of this one for now.
You're the best driving student I've ever had, Roger. Kudos.
Mrs. Puff! Mrs. Puff!
Roger! We have to move now! Punch it!
Our next mistake can be found in another season 13 episode, obviously because of the title of the video, and that's Upturn Girls. Now, real quickly, we've covered this episode a lot recently, as the episode has a lot of Easter eggs in it, so if you've heard us talk about this episode recently, that's why. What we're going to be talking about today, though, is a completely new mistake that we haven't discussed before. So yeah, let's get into it. Now, the mistake happens really fast, and it's early on in the episode, but before Pearl asks for the diamond card for Mr. Krabs, our favorite Mr. Crab is missing his pants. They're gone. I mean, it's not like he's completely naked or something, just given the angle of the shot, you should be able to see Mr. Krabs' pants, but you can't. So it's definitely a mistake. Also, this one isn't that big of a deal, but although Pearl says that she has never cooked a Krabby Patty before in this episode, she's actually wrong, because she's seen cooking them in the episode Welcome to the Bikini Bottom Triangle, thus making for a bit of a continuity error. That or Pearl just forgot. I don't know. Who knows? Anyways, though, here's a clip of both mistakes with audio.
If we want to do that loitering thing in the city, I'll need an advance on my allowance. Oh, Daddy! Yeah.
All right, here you go.
Oh, Dad, we can't have a whale's day out with your balsa wood card. We need the Diamond Unlimited.
My diamond.
What are you doing here?
Oh, nothing, SpongeBob. Just trying to juggle schoolwork, having a social life, and running the family business, that's all.
Drama queen.
What's the hold up in there? You're acting like you never cooked a Krabby Patty before.
Yeah, Dad, that's because I never have cooked a Krabby Patty before.
Our first set of mistakes can be found in the iconic and very nostalgic episode SB129. For those who don't remember this episode, just take a look at some of these scenes and you'll like instantly remember it. It is a classic. On to the mistakes. So this first one, I'm going to play a clip and see if you guys can catch the mistake on your own. Comment it if you do.
It is Sunday morning in Bikini Bottom, and it is about time for Squidward to practice his clarinet. So get your earplugs ready.
I think I'll treat Bikini Bottom to some real music.
Did you catch it? Well, this is how SpongeBob's house normally looks. It's looked like this since the show's first ever season. It has 2 windows, right? We've covered mistakes like this in the past, but this one's completely new, by the way. Well, in this scene of SB129, what's going on with SpongeBob's house? It only has 1 window, which is a very lazy mistake. And that ain't even it for this episode. I've got another mistake, but let's see if you guys can catch it on your own first.
No, I'm not ready. I'll never be ready. Don't you get it?
Sure we do. Ready?
Shouldn't you be at work today, SpongeBob?
But it's Sunday. The Krusty Krab is closed.
Hold on a second. I'll be right out. Hello? Alone at last.
This one is very sneaky. So this is how SpongeBob normally looks. He has a red tie. Remember this, it's red. It's always been red. But in this one shot where Squidward sneaks away to the Krusty Krab, why is SpongeBob's tie black? That's a mistake. The episode, Pearl Wants to Be a Star, is a great episode. That's all about Pearl. Our favorite little whale wants to go onto the Patrick Star Show and do a little performance for everybody. But no matter how hard she tries, something always messes it up. As the title suggests, Pearl just wants to be a star. So she keeps on trying, and fortunately, by the end of the episode, she finally puts on an incredible show. Now, I love episodes that focus on characters other than SpongeBob, Squidward, Patrick, and Sandy, so I really enjoyed this one. What I didn't really enjoy, though, was this mistake. During one of Pearl's performances, as she turns, she loses her entire pupil, and boy does it look really weird. It actually looks kinda creepy. Yeah, here's a clip.
Yeah. Oh no! I'm losing it again! Better kick it up a notch!
Look at them eating that garbage. It's disgusting. They're sickening. I hate Krabby Patties.
Ah! Good one, Squidward.
First up is one of my favorite episodes from season 3. This episode is iconic and it's just one bite. This episode's all about Squidward trying a Krabby Patty for the first time and lying. My boy is capping in this episode, pretending he doesn't like Krabby Patties. You, Squidward, are a liar. More importantly though, this episode has 3 mistakes, so yeah, here's the first one.
It's delicious.
Listen, SpongeBob, how long are you prepared to keep this up? Give me that.
I'm gonna be real with you guys, if you caught that one, I'm impressed, as it actually took me like 3 or 4 watch-throughs to actually catch it. But when SpongeBob handcuffs himself to Squidward during this scene, the space between Squidward's arm is like colored in, and it's the same color as his brown shirt right here. I'm zooming in, as you can see. That little space right there should be the blue sky in the background, but the animators messed up. To be fair, this episode came out in like 2001, that's like over 20 years ago, so I'll give them a break, but That is a bad mistake. And that's not it for this episode. This next one's even worse.
You like Krabby Patties, don't you, Squidward?
Yes! Yes! I admit it, SpongeBob! I love Krabby Patties!
I knew it all along, Squidward. No one can resist a Krabby Patty.
This next one happens closer to the ending of the episode when SpongeBob catches Squidward just going crazy with the Krabby Patties. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna show the mistake because it's really bad. But quickly, here are some really quick clips of Squidward just going ham on some Krabby Patties. He loves them. Yeah, Squidward, you are a total liar, bro. You love Krabby Patties. But anyways, during this scene, alright, at the ending of the episode, when SpongeBob says, "I knew it all along, Squidward," take a look at our yellow friend's upper top left hole, as the animators messed up again, as look, it's blue for like a split second. It is only for like a split second, but that's still a mistake and it looks kind of weird. Imagine if SpongeBob's pores were blue. Anyways, though, I've got another mistake from this episode, so let's get back to that. It's a good one!
Good. Now go spread the word. All the wasted years. I gotta have more. I gotta have more. But wait. After that performance, he'd never let me live it down.
Alrighty, last mistake for just one bite, which makes me sad because I love this episode, but hopefully you guys caught it, as it's a little complicated, so listen closely, Grapple Gang. When SpongeBob goes inside the Krusty Krab, we can see this window on his right, and the door is on his left. Remember this, okay? The window can be seen on his right, and the door is right on his left, right there. But as the scene progresses, and Squidward is about to enter, look, now the window is on his left and the door is on his right, which is a major continuity error. The layout of the Krusty Krab wouldn't just change randomly, and here's like a side by side. I'm splitting it right down the middle, side by side, and you can see major continuity error. Not that big of a deal, but hey, we caught it. We found it, Grapple Gang. And we're gonna find even more mistakes in today's video, even crazier ones than this one, so let's keep it moving and head over to another episode. Our next episode is a SpongeBob classic. I'm talking about Krabbyland. This episode is all about Mr. Krabs coming up with a new scheme to get money out of kids on summer vacation. Here are some clips, it's hilarious.
You see, boy, during the summer, the children are excused from their classes, a recess commonly referred to as summer break. I guess summer isn't coming this year.
Hey, maybe they're all at that new playground over there.
Playground? Luring away me young customers? Just look at them, SpongeBob. So weak and malnourished, with nobody trying to sell them nothing. Breaks me heart.
The way you drove the boat while lying on the ground was kind of cool.
But that's not gonna get these munchkins away from this playground. Unless... SpongeBob! You're just in time for the grand unveiling of Krabbyland! Here we go! I give you Krabbyland!
Now, as funny as this episode is, it does have two mistakes that are very easy to miss.
Another day, another dollar. Gee, I wonder what Mr. Krabs has been up to since I saw him last and then went home to do nothing of particular interest till this very moment. Huh?
So as you guys seen, Krabbyland is meant for little kids. But during this scene where we see like this big lineup of people waiting, we can see numerous adult incidentals. They're supposed to be kids, but the animators put adults instead, which was a mistake. Here's another one though, and let's see if you lovely people can spot it yourselves.
They seem to respond to me being in pain. They enjoy other people's misery.
This one is definitely easy to miss, but this incidental right here loses their eyes, well, their pupils, not their actual eyes, but the pupils in their eyes for about like a second. It looks really rough, but stay tuned, guys, as I have some even crazier mistakes coming up.
What a beautiful day.
You said it, pal.
Can you believe that, son?
I could look at it all day.
Yes, sir, we're going back to old school SpongeBob Season 3, and the episode is Sponge Guard on Duty. Now, here are just some funny clips from this episode. There's so many good moments, and then we'll get right into the spicy mistakes.
Just imagine if I were a lifeguard. Who needs to be a lifeguard? I'm cool. Catch this!
What a nostalgic episode. Like, it really brings me back to my childhood, this one. It's a good episode. Of course, though, it has mistakes. It has 3. Here's the first one.
We like Larry better.
Does Larry ever give you free ice cream?
Ice cream! Did somebody say ice cream? Where is it? Is it here?
This one's just funny. Like, I cracked up a little bit at this one. But when Patrick is looking at the do not cross sign, if we look really closely, we'll notice that there is one part of the sign that actually says do no cross. All the other ones say do not cross. But this one right here, I'm zooming in on it, says do no cross. Hilarious mistake. And there's another one in this episode.
Oh, can't swim! Oh,
SpongeBob,
Yes, Larry?
you're not a lifeguard, are you?
No, Larry.
Let's go, guys!
So during Larry's line where he says, let's go, guys, if we look, SpongeBob's lips also move when Larry says let's. I'm gonna play it really quickly again in slow motion and watch SpongeBob as his mouth shouldn't move, but it just randomly moves as if he was going to say something and the line was cut. Look.
No, Larry.
Let's go, guys!
Yeah, you see what I mean? It's kinda weird. Why is SpongeBob's mouth moving during Larry's line? What? Alright though, here's another mistake from this episode.
Free ice cream! Yeah! Everybody got one? Yeah. Now y'all have to wait 1 hour before you go swimming.
This is another funny one. So, when SpongeBob hands out ice cream, if we look at Incidental 41 here, at first they have this delicious red popsicle. What flavor do you guys think it is? Cherry, strawberry? Let me know in the comments. But he has a red popsicle, as you can see here, and remember this, as in the very next shot of him, now the popsicle is blue. And I'm also curious what flavor this one is. Is it like blue raspberry? Let me know, guys. What do you think, blueberry? As I mentioned earlier, SpongeBob is a good person. And you know that this man is going to work or boating school on time every day. This dude's probably showing up early. So it's no surprise that SpongeBob has constantly won the Krusty Krab's Employee of the Month award. And we got an episode about this, titled, of course, Employee of the Month. Well, in this episode, SpongeBob has some competition for once, as Squidward also wants to win, thus leading to this scene, where they both pretty much try to kill each other just so that one of them can get to work first. Now, during one of their attempts, there is actually a mistake, as when SpongeBob and Squidward are shown dragging anchors, SpongeBob is not wearing his Krusty Krab hat. However, in the very next shot, literally like a couple seconds later, and it zooms in on him, he randomly has the hat now, and he wouldn't have been able to put it on because he was fighting with Squidward the whole time, so this was a bit of a continuity error.
Whoa, what is this place?
Look at all this cool stuff! I'm the captain!
This next one takes place in the episode The Wreck of the Moa Loa, and it's right at the very end of the episode. Roll the clip.
That was awesome!
This one only happens for a split second, so I can't really blame anybody for missing it, but when SpongeBob and Patrick laugh after their ride gets destroyed, like I said, for a split second, SpongeBob's mouth is gone. Like, what? How do you forget to draw this dude's mouth? It's only for a split second though, so I guess I'll give him a break. It's probably a glitch. But weird mistake, dude, and we've got plenty of more that are even more weird. Our first season 13 mistake can be found in the episode Say Ah. Now, this episode is all about Plankton, and other Bikini Bottomites thinking that he's cute and not taking him as seriously as he'd like to be taken. So much so that Plankton actually builds a giant robot just to punish anyone who says aw to him or calls him cute. It's kind of funny, as Plankton always wants to be accepted by everyone, and in this episode he's kind of being accepted by everyone, but he rejects it because he wants to be an evil bad guy. It's kind of funny. Anyways though, onto the mistake. It has to do with Incidental 6, as normally this incidental character has normal thin black feet. It's how he always looks. But for some reason in this episode, there are a few scenes where his feet are like rounded and they look like normal feet. It's really weird. Obviously not that big of a deal, but if you have an eye like a hawk, like myself, you'll notice it. Here's a clip with audio.
All right, you brain-dead barnacles, draft those patties. Your sandwiches are coming with me!
Aww. So cute.
Huh?
I just want to pinch his face.
Next up is the episode Super Evil Aquatic Villain Team Up is Go, which is a really weird title, but this episode's pretty cool. It's all about Plankton teaming up with another villain to wreak havoc. Take a look.
Maybe what you need is to join a club or something. Meet new people. You know, make some friends.
Are you suggesting I forge an evil alliance?
Something like that.
That is an excellent idea! Man Ray, we meet at long last. And who would have thought to find you here, working a part-time job restocking vending machines? And now let us join in evil alliance.
Have we met?
I, Plankton, know of a secret formula. The oh so precious secret of the Krusty Krab. Once that formula is in our possession, we...
I'm listening.
Then together we will steal the formula, crush Mr. Krabs, and rule the world!
Hey, the episode has a pretty good plot, and it's kind of funny seeing Plankton go and get Man Ray, but you already know what's coming. This episode has a mistake, and this one's pretty bad. Let's see if you guys can spot it.
Going to work. I'm 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 going to work. Going to work, going to work.
Okay, so take a look at this fish. As you can see, she has eyes, but take a look at her during this scene, as her eyes are just missing. They just didn't draw her eyes. It looks really weird, and I kind of get it. It's a zoomed out shot, but damn, looks very bad. Let's move on though. I've got more mistakes. Next up is a very hilarious episode, that being the episode Dear Vikings, an episode where SpongeBob writes a letter to Vikings, and they actually respond and show up. Check it out. Like I said, really funny episode.
Dear Vikings, I am writing to ask you guys about your lives and stuff. If you would take the time to answer all my neat questions, then that would be really swell.
Your Majesty, look, a letter.
How incredibly interesting. I must read it at once.
Welcome to the Krusty Krab. May I take your order?
Dear Vikings, our chieftain sent us here because we got this letter.
SpongeBob, there's some Vikings here to see you.
See, I told you, really funny. But what isn't so funny is the mistake hidden in this episode. It's very easy to miss. Let's see if you guys can spot it on your own.
Regular, large, and the new Viking size.
But Mr. Krabs, these are all the same size cup.
And don't forget, each participating patron who purchases any drink of our new Krusty Krab Viking-size cup gets a chance to try on this genuine cardboard Viking helmet.
Mr. Krabs, what's a Viking?
Oh, well, the Vikings lived a long time ago.
So as you can see in this shot, SpongeBob has holes or pores on his sides, right? Because, you know, He's a sponge. But during this one shot of the opening, his pores are just gone. They're just missing. Talk about a mistake, especially when they were there literally seconds before. Don't click off yet though. This next mistake is crazy. The episode Friendiversary, which has a ton of mistakes in it. I'm surprised. This episode just aired and it's filled to the brim with mistakes. Let's see if you guys can catch them.
Happy
Friendiversary, Squidward! It's all here in my Squidward memory book.
What?
Here's us at camp. Here's when I moved in right next door. Look at you, just like an angel.
So this first one is a good old-fashioned animation error where you can see it's a blatant mistake with the animation. I don't know what exactly happened here, but when SpongeBob shows his memory book to Squidward, Squidward's neck is tweaking because it's completely disconnected from his body. To be fair, it's only for a few seconds, but I mean, I'm zooming in on this. Look at that, man. How did that even happen? Yeah, poor Squidward, man. His neck is not how it's supposed to be, but let's keep it moving. There's more mistakes in this episode. Here's mistake number 2.
Friendiversary.
So this one is really bad, and honestly, it's one of the worst mistakes I've seen in season 13. So as you can see here, this is how the interior of Squidward's house looks, okay? He has like green wallpaper on his walls, and his floor is pink. We've seen it in so many episodes. Just take a look at this shot from Slimy Dancing. Well, I don't know what the animators were up to in this episode, because take a look at this shot from Friendiversary, as when SpongeBob's going into his house's interior is Squidward's house. It's funny because Squidward's door is open in this shot too, and you can literally see his interior, and it's like they just copied and pasted it to SpongeBob's. This is how SpongeBob's interior is supposed to look. You can even just see it from the Wikipedia page. But in this episode, they were feeling extremely lazy and just gave SpongeBob the wrong inside to his house. Like, I'm honestly flabbergasted about this one. I don't even use that word often, guys, flabbergasted, but your boy is flabbergasted. And believe it or not, that ain't even it. This episode has more mistakes. Here's the third one.
Remember the first time I startled you into this trash can? Go away!
Three mistakes in one episode, and this is a new episode. You'd think the animators would know about the mistakes, but anyways, this one isn't as bad. But normally, as you can see in this shot, Patrick's house has a path. But in Friendiversary, the path to Patrick's house appears and disappears multiple times throughout the episode. It's really weird. In this shot, it's here, and this shot, it's not there. So I don't know what was going on with this one, but the animators made a lot of mistakes, guys. But let's keep it moving and head over to another new season 13 episode. Yeah, let's keep it moving. Next up is the episode Free Samples, where Plankton comes up with a really good scheme. Like, this was a smart one. Take a look.
What do I owe the excessive volume of this giggling?
You may thank my new and original idea, darling. Free samples! Once everyone gets a taste of my delicious chum, they'll tear this place apart to get some. Plus, it's free. And who can resist free? Zip right up for your free samples of delicious chum.
Hey, what did he just say to us?
I just said they're free. Eat up.
Whoa.
I had no idea the chum was this rotten. I better not be here when all this agony turns to anger.
So as you just seen, Plankton just made a bunch of Bikini Bottomites very sick. But what he does that's very smart is he lies and says that the chum is actually from the Krusty Krab, eventually leading us to this scene, which also has our first mistake. Let's see if you guys can catch it.
It's all over for the good old Krusty Krab. It's probably best if you start looking for a new job, boy. Maybe in a different line of work. Well, only one thing left to do now. I'll have to move back in with me ma.
5 minutes later.
Krabby's brand new Krabby Patty recipe. All new, all different, all delicious.
Dear Neptune's gill sacks, this is the best thing I've ever put in my mouth! Yay!
Did he just say it was good?
Now this one is very, very sneaky, as take a look at this fish right here. As you can see, he's wearing this bright red shirt. Remember this, it's kind of fresh. But literally seconds later, and his shirt like changes to a pink shirt. It looked like this at first, but now it looks like this. Talk about a big mistake, and of course, there's another one. Let's see if you guys can spot this one.
Had no idea the chum was this rotten.
Hey, he's making a run for it. We can't let him get away with this. Let's get up and...
Hey, what's all the hubbub?
Oh, didn't you hear? Someone's giving away free Krabby Patties.
Again, this one is very sneaky, and it has to do with audio. So when we first see this fish right here, he has this voice.
Hey, he's making a run for it. We can't let him get away with this. Let's get up and...
But then when we see him again,
Hey, what's all the hubbub?
Oh, didn't you hear? Someone's giving away free Krabby Patties.
his voice is completely different now. Like, his voice changes halfway through the episode, which is totally a mistake. And I've got one more.
Krabby Patties, anyone?
This one is very easy to miss, but if you look, Plankton laughs, like his mouth moves for the animation of laughing, but I'm gonna play the clip again, listen, as he doesn't make any noise, like there's no sound that comes out of his mouth. Our first mistake can be found in a Season 5 episode, the original Fry Cook. And I gotta say, this is probably my favorite Season 5 episode to come out of the entire season. In this episode, SpongeBob starts to feel a little inferior when a famous former Krusty Krab fry cook named Jim visits his old stomping grounds. Jim used to work at the Krusty Krab years ago, and we even get this cool flashback showing us how he looked back when he was younger, years ago. Well, this flashback actually has a lot to do with our mistake, as during the episode, we get to see Jim's Best Employee Award. However, the award depicts him in his present-day appearance, even though it should have depicted him in his younger appearance, the same appearance we seen in the flashback, since the award is from years ago. So yeah, definitely a mistake here. It's a bit complicated, but here's a clip with audio.
This place had class.
Beware, boy. This is no ordinary pet.
Gary's gonna be so happy.
You must understand, these creatures can be very unstable, especially around other pets.
First up, we've got a pretty weird episode from Season 7, A Pal for Gary, an episode where SpongeBob gets Gary a pal, but that pal ends up being a very evil monster. But what we're here for are mistakes. Here's the first one.
Bye. Poor little snail. Just wanted some fun time. I can only imagine the tortured loneliness he must be feeling right now.
This one is very, very weird. Now, I don't think I need to explain this, but right here is a PNG of our boy SpongeBob, and as you can see, on his square pants, he has a black belt. Major part of his design, but, well, in A Pal for Gary, when SpongeBob is walking away from his house near the start of the episode, let's take a look at our boy's belt for a frame because it randomly turns white. Like, what? It's only for a split second, so obviously it's not that big of a deal. It goes back to black, but look at that, dude. I'm zooming in. It is white, and that is not correct, and neither is this next mistake. Take a look at this one.
You two get to know each other. I'll be right back. Heat up, you two.
Yeah, if you thought that one was bad, this one's worse. It's kind of funny as well, though. So, when SpongeBob carries a food bowl into the living room, let's take a look at the inside of his mouth for this one frame, as it appears to be yellow. When, of course, as you guys know, the inside of a mouth is usually gonna be like red or pink, and in SpongeBob's case, it's always red. So it being yellow here is just very, very strange. Very weird mistake here. And there's more. Here's the next one.
Why bother? They never listen.
Sheriff, I nabbed your bank robber.
There's your culprit right there.
Man, 3 mistakes in one episode? That is wild. Well, this one needs some explaining. So, throughout most of the Western crime movie or TV show that Gary the Snail is watching, throughout the episode, we see this cowboy fish right here. And he's always in this like normal olive green design. Alright, this is how he looks. Remember this. Remember it. This is how he looks. But in the very last scene of this show that is shown, this just randomly changes. The animators forgot about that olive green design and just randomly color him purple with a blue fin, thus making for a strange continuity error, which is really funny because this is a mistake within a show of a show, because Gary's watching a TV show and there's a mistake in this show. So I just thought that was kind of funny, but let's head over to another episode of SpongeBob, guys, with some wild mistakes. Things are about to get wild. Next up, I have 2 Gary the Snail themed mistakes. They're pretty bad. I have no idea how the animators missed them. Let's take a look at this first one and see if you guys can spot it.
Now, Gary, we can do this the hard way or the easy way. Or the medium way. Or the semi-medium easy hard way. Or the sort of hard with a touch of awkward, easy, difficult, challenging way. So that's how you want to play it, huh? This new toy! Fetch! Huh? New boomerang pet ball. Really works.
This one is interesting, especially because it happens really fast, but as most of you guys know, this is how Gary's eyes look. They're red, they're beautiful. Gary has some beautiful eyes, but they're red, okay, as you can see right here. But for one frame in this shot, Gary's eyes are purple, and they look really weird. I have no idea how the animators made this mistake because it's for one frame, but it's pretty bad. And there's more. Let's see if you guys can catch it.
So, if I can't get you to come to the bath, I'll just have to bring the bath to you. Gary. Bath delivery.
This one is a lot less complex. Pretty much, normally Gary's eyelids look like this. They're like the same color as the stems of his eyes. They're like blue or purplish. But in the episode Gary Takes a Bath, there's one scene where his eyelids are pink, which is a massive mistake. That's not right. So yeah, another mistake.
Gary. Bath delivery.
Our first mistake can be found in the season 9 episode, Plankton's Pet. In this episode, Plankton, as you can imagine, is attempting to steal the coveted Krabby Patty secret formula yet again. But this yet again fails miserably and results in Plankton being launched to the doors of the chum bucket. From here, a very depressed Plankton is convinced by Karen to get a pet, and with the help of SpongeBob, Plankton gets a pet amoeba and names him Spot. Now, this is a pretty good season 9 episode, but of course it isn't perfect, as right as Plankton is about to land in front of the chum bucket after being kicked out of the Krusty Krab by Mr. Krabs, the road that usually connects the Krusty Krab to the chum bucket is not there, despite being featured in numerous episodes before this one. So yeah, definitely a mistake. Here's a clip.
Face it, Plankton, you're never gonna win. I'll always be one step ahead. Now, why don't you go back to where you came from, you little brat?
How dare you!
Didums fail to get a Krabby Patty again?
The episode Trident Trouble is a pretty good episode. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but I do like the premise of the episode. The setup's really funny. Here, take a look for yourself.
Behold this idiot and beware, for Trident Trouble comes.
No, the toppings haven't been prepped. I wish this lettuce and tomato would just cut themselves up.
Let's do this!
Now, to be honest, this episode only really has like one mistake, and it was hard to find. But during this scene where SpongeBob uses the magical trident to help this dude, well, take a look for yourself. Let's see if you can catch it.
What's wrong, Grass? Why won't you grow? Talk to me.
Yeah, it happens fast, but for about 1 frame, this dude loses his entire mouth. It's crazy. And this is a fairly common mistake, but it's, again, still a mistake. And I've got more. As you guys know, Squidward is a very depressed character. And you know, I kind of get it. Squidward is very grumpy, and he can be kind of rude, but he's also very misunderstood. No one acknowledges what Squidward's good at in life, and I kind of get it. Everyone just roasts him and is mean. It's his own fault, but anyways. Our next episode is Are You Happy Now? And this episode is all about SpongeBob trying to help Squidward find a happy moment in life. It's kind of sad. Here's some clips.
What's your happiest memory, Squidward?
Let me think. I guess I don't have a happiest memory. Oh, well.
You don't have a happiest memory?
So what?
How can you live without a happiest memory?
You're right, SpongeBob. I don't have a happiest memory. This is horrible.
Don't worry, Squidward. I'll help you make a happiest memory.
Like I said, this episode's really sad. Like, Squidward just literally doesn't have a happy memory, but thank goodness for SpongeBob actually trying to be his friend. But anyways, let's get into the mistakes. This episode has 2. Here's the first one. I want to see if you guys can find it without me assisting you. Keep those eyes peeled.
Hi, I'd like to order a Krabby Patty, please. Okay, can someone else take my order?
This is horrible.
Don't worry, Squidward. I'll help you make a happiest memory. You love music, right, Squidward?
Mm-hmm.
Then this'll definitely be your happiest memory. Oops, that was a sour note.
This is not my happiest memory.
This one is pretty bad, as when SpongeBob says oops, that was a sour note, Incidental 104, who is sitting right behind him, is missing her shirt. This is a kid show, so the fact that she's literally just sitting there without a shirt on is very inappropriate. Like, this was a bad, how do you even make this mistake? Seriously, like, how did the animators forgot to give her a shirt, but still drew her, you know? Anyways, let's move on to mistake number 2.
All right, let me see that. The Krusty Krab work schedule. What's so great about this?
It's my happy book. The Krusty Krab is where all of my happiest memories occurred.
Oops, I accidentally burned up your memories.
Don't worry, Squidward. I have a whole cabinet of backups.
This one isn't that big of a deal, I guess, but as you can see in this shot, Squidward drops the work schedule book on the grill, and it just burns immediately, like it's looking very crispy. But what about this scene when it's lying on the grill while SpongeBob is reading it? Why doesn't it burn? There's just a weird continuity error. When Squidward puts it down, it burns, right? It's flammable, but when SpongeBob's reading it, nothing happens to it. So just some weird decisions in this episode for sure. Let's move over to our final episode of today. It's really bad. Be prepared. In the Season 4 episode, Fear of a Krabby Patty, Plankton has a new and fairly clever plan, with him convincing Mr. Krabs to change the Krusty Krab's hours to 24 hours, all in the hopes of it exhausting SpongeBob overworking him, thus giving Plankton the perfect opportunity to steal the Krabby Patty secret formula. Pretty clever. Well, this eventually does kind of work, with SpongeBob becoming so dead and exhausted that he starts to see things that aren't real, like Mr. Krabs turning into a Krabby Patty. Now, the mistake in question is something we've covered many times before in different episodes, and has to do with Plankton's iconic restaurant, the Chum Bucket. As during this scene, the path that connects the Krusty Krab to the Chum Bucket, this path, is missing when it should be visible based on numerous other episodes, right? So yeah, definitely a mistake, and here's a clip with audio.
Couldn't we get to work earlier than 6 a.m.? Like 5:30 a.m.? Or 5 a.m.? Or 4 a.m.?
Zip it.
What the? The Chum Bucket! can open 23 hours? So, that little piece of flotsam plankton thinks he can stay open longer than me, does he?
Sure. I don't know. Why not?
Well, he's wrong!
In the episode Money Talks, Mr. Krabs, being the greedy man that he is, makes a wish that he could talk to his money. And to his surprise, the wish comes true, but it's at a cost, as the Flying Dutchman grants his wish in exchange for his soul. It's actually really funny because Mr. Krabs eventually goes a little crazy when his money talks and constantly tells him that it wants to be spent and not hoarded. Yeah, talk about an interesting episode. Now, early on in this episode is where we can spot our mistake, as when these two incidentals are thrown out of the Krusty Krab, Incidental 83, also known as Old Man Walker, loses his face? I mean, his mouth is still there, but what happened to his eyes and glasses? Yeah, talk about an odd mistake. Here's a clip with audio.
99.
Don't rush me, woman!
Perhaps this will speed up the process.
How will that help them chew faster?
SpongeBob! What's the problem?
No problem. I was just telling this customer he has to wait for his favorite table.
$5 if I get the table now.
My hip.
Enjoy your meal. Let me know if you need anything else.
Our next mistake can be found in another extremely new episode from season 13, titled Patrick the Mailman. This episode is simple. Patrick accidentally crushes the mailman, so he and SpongeBob have to take matters into their own hands and decide to deliver the mail around Bikini Bottom themselves. This episode has a great plot and is really funny, so I recommend going and watching it when you get a chance. But there is a mistake that I know you'll miss. Squidward's house is directly to the left of SpongeBob's house, right? It's been like that since the very first season. Well, why is it missing during this scene of Patrick the Mailman? Yeah, talk about an obvious mistake. It should be right beside SpongeBob's house. We can't even see Patrick's house either, so again, another very obvious mistake. Here's a clip.
You know where this SpongeBob Squidpanance lives?
Never heard of him.
Oh well, return to sender.
Hey, what's with the new threads?
I'm a mailman now!
Wow! I've always wanted to be a mailman. It's like getting to be Santa every day.
In the episode Arg, SpongeBob, Patrick, and Mr. Krabs play a board game based on the legend of the Flying Dutchman, which involves an in-game treasure hunt. Well, Mr. Krabs takes things a little too seriously and decides to go on a real treasure hunt. And during the expedition, SpongeBob and Patrick actually find the treasure, despite it not seeming to be real, but Mr. Krabs says that all of the treasure belongs to him, due to him being a cheapskate. As you can imagine, this causes some conflict, but fortunately by the end of the episode, the Flying Dutchman comes to save the day, and gives SpongeBob and Patrick some golden doubloons. It's very funny. On to the mistake though. During this scene where SpongeBob finds Mr. Krabs at his house, it may look as if Mr. Krabs is sitting on the chair, but look closely and you'll notice that he's actually just floating behind it. We know this as you can see his other red leg behind the chair. Take a look at his legs. It's a really funny mistake. Here's a clip with audio. Plankton is always looking for excuses or reasons for his constant failures, and the episode Plankton's Good Eye from season 8 is no exception, with his wife Karen convincing Plankton that the reason he keeps on failing is due to him only having one eye. Not a bad point, Karen, but I don't know, I don't think that's the issue. Anyways though, from here, Plankton attempts surgery to get a second eye, but quickly realizes that he will need the teardrops from someone with two eyes for it to be successful. And from here, Plankton tries to convince SpongeBob to help him. Yeah, so the plot in this episode is a little all over the place, but it isn't bad. I did find a mistake though. When Plankton tries to open Mr. Krabs' safe, he tries to pull it open from the wrong side. So even if he knew the combination, he could not have gotten it open anyways. We know this because seconds prior, we see Mr. Krabs open it from the correct side. So yeah, here's a clip.
tight, me little angels.
35 left, 25 right, and finally 4 left. Open says me. Hey, what gives? I was looking right at the combination. Why isn't it opening?
What the? The chum bucket opened 23 hours! So, that little piece of flotsam plankton thinks he can stay open longer than me, does he?
Sure. I don't know. Why not?
Well, he's wrong!
I'm curious, what are your guys' thoughts on SpongeBob Season 4? I personally actually like it, but there are some weird episodes in the season, one of them being Fear of a Krabby Patty. Let's dive into the first mistake in this one. It's interesting.
I didn't want to know how many days it's been. I lost track.
43!
Now, I'm totally overthinking this one, and to be honest, it's not even that noticeable of a mistake, which makes it even more fun to point out. Normally, Krusty Krab hats look like this, alright? And more importantly, they have an anchor on them. But if we watch this scene where SpongeBob is dropping the trays out of the chef's window, and we see this shot of Squidward, who is tweaking, by the way, that Krusty Krab hat is missing its anchor. We're zooming in here, and as you can see, the animators just did not draw the anchor, which is okay. This is a zoomed out shot. And like I said, no one would really even notice this, but Cartoon Corey did. I sure noticed it, and I'm gonna notice more in this next episode. Let's keep the video moving and head over to another one, baby. Here is Fred. He's the dude who always yells,
My leg! My leg! My leg!
my leg. And throughout this whole episode, Mr. Krabs vs. Plankton, he's brown, all right? We can see him right here, he's brown. We can fast forward a little bit to a later scene, he's brown again. And here's even one more shot where we can see Fred is brown, okay? But if we pay close attention when Mr. Krabs yells, never, you little runt. Jeez, Mr. Krabs, chill, dude. Look, Fred is randomly blue, and he has the same eye scale as Tom. The real issue here, though, is the color. The dude was brown in like every other scene. I highly doubt he went and got like fish plastic surgery and turned himself blue. What most likely happened is the animators drew him as brown and colored him as brown, and then for this one scene, they kind of messed up and forgot and drew him as blue. I'll forgive them, but still totally a mistake. And here's another one from the same episode. Speaking of the color blue, this is a big part of this next mistake as well, as when Plankton first enters the courtroom in the clips you guys just saw, we can see that this fish right here on the right of the door is blue. Remember this, alright? He's blue, just like Fred in that last scene. Here's the problem though, as the episode progresses, this changes, as look, when we see the jury again in this scene, that exact same fish is randomly orange now. Here's like a side-by-side, he was blue before, now he's orange. But hey, don't worry, when we see the jury for the third time, look, she's blue again. So he or she, they're blue again. What a messy scene. Like, all the mistakes in this episode are all coloring based, which is really funny. It's crazy how many different types of mistakes there are in SpongeBob, but you know what's also crazy, guys? The random mistake of the day, where we take a quick break from SpongeBob to talk about mistakes in another cartoon recommended by you guys. And one we've been getting a lot, it seems to be somewhat of a newer show, is Haley's on It. We're gonna go right back to SpongeBob, don't worry, but I watched an episode and I gotta say the show's actually like really good. It's good to see that there's new like 2D animated cartoons coming out that are still like really good. This is a banger of a show. Unfortunately though, of course, it has a mistake. I mean, it's what you guys clicked on this video for. The episode is called Beta'd and Hooked, and here's some context for you guys, all right? It has to do with this character right here named One-Eye Jack, all right? I'm showing a PNG of him. This is One-Eye Jack. And you'll probably notice that the dude only has one eye, all right? That's your hint for the mistake. Roll the footage.
One-eyed Jack.
Dad, can you just tell us? Guess not.
And as I filled my belly, an angry force knocked me off my board. That's when I saw the one-eyed monster coming straight for me, his mouth wide open. Next thing I knew, I woke up on the beach next to my broken board. It's a miracle I'm still alive.
Did you guys catch it? Like, I'm not even super familiar with the show, but this one really cracked me up. So, when One-Eyed Jack right here, remember, One-Eyed Jack, takes the bait of the crisps for the first time, we see him turn his head to turn back to the sea, and look, Mr. One-Eyed Jack over here was drawn with 2 eyes. He has a second eye right here. So yeah, a really, really funny mistake. Like, how does this even happen? But let's head back over to SpongeBob.
Why?
Are you open?
Read the sign.
I'll have a Krabby Patty Deluxe and a double chili kelp fries.
Back to the classics. Next up, we've got Graveyard Shift, and this one's a cool one where Squidward and SpongeBob are forced to work like overnight, and they get terrified when this new kid is coming to apply. They think he's the hash-slinging slasher, but he's actually just this cute kid right here. All right, enough spoilers. Here's the first mistake.
The hash-slinging slasher!
Get away from me! Oh, he's gonna flip me! Get away, get away, get away!
SpongeBob, no matter what I've said, I've always sort of liked you.
Squidward, I used your clarinet to unclog my toilet.
Huh?
So let's take a look at SpongeBob's design, all right? We're looking at this PNG of our favorite yellow spongy boy right here, and you'll notice he has this red line under his mouth. It's always been there ever since season 1, and it never really disappears. It's supposed to represent like the under part of his jaw, I think, or the bottom part of his mouth. But anyways, in Graveyard Shift, when Squidward and SpongeBob are shaking under the misconception that the hash-slinging slasher is approaching, that red line under SpongeBob's mouth actually flickers between normal and invisible. I'm playing it in slow motion right here. I zoomed in and I sharpened the footage. And yeah, you can see it kind of just goes back and forth between the two, which is very awkward and weird. You know what's also gonna be weird though? The random mistake of the day. A quick segment in every video where we take a moment to talk about mistakes from a random cartoon suggested by you guys. And then we go right back to SpongeBob. Don't worry, we're gonna get right back to your favorite spongy boy. Today, we're gonna do Pokemon. That's right, guys. We're gonna do some Pokemon. We're gonna catch them all today. Now, the episode in question is the episode Weekend Warriors, and I'm gonna show PNGs of them on screen. It has to do with these 3 Pokemon, all right? We've got Meryl, we got Breloom, and we got Shroomish, all right? I want you to remember their colors and their design, all right? You guys got it? You got it? All right, roll the footage. Let's see if you guys can spot the mistake.
As soon as May discovered this exciting event was taking place in Silvertown, well, you can be sure she wasted no time in entering.
Did you guys catch it? If you're a hardcore Pokemon fan, you probably did. If not though, Cartoon Corey's got you. Pretty much, there are a bunch of coloring errors with Pokemon in the shots you guys just saw. More specifically, this one right here. First up, we have this Meryl, who is incorrectly colored as light blue. This one's pretty soft. I'm not gonna lie, this one's not that big of a deal. Regularly, Meryl is like this dark blue color, but this Meryl is light blue, which is kind of weird. But like I said, not that big of a deal. What's really a problem is this Breloom right here. Normally, Breloom looks like this, all right? It's green with like red claws, and then there's a bit of white in their design as well. Looks exactly like this. But in this one scene, the animators messed up and gave Breloom this like weird like blue and green color. And it's not a shiny, just saying, it's not a shiny Breloom. The other mistake is this Shroomish right here, which again, it's kind of like Meryl, it's not that big of a deal. But normally, Shroomish looks like this, all right? He has like this kind of beige top with green feet and then green dots on him. And as you can see in this episode, they completely botched his design. They gave him like white spots for some reason. The top of him is correct, but if we look at his feet are supposed to be green and they're not green. So yeah, 3 mistakes in one scene here. Like I said, if you're a hardcore Pokemon fan, you probably caught them, but back to SpongeBob. Also though, let me know if you guys want me to do more Pokemon in the future and comment other cartoons you want me to cover in the random mistake of the day. All right, back to SpongeBob. Our first mistake can be found in the very new season 13 episode, Say Ah. This episode only came out a few days ago, so it's completely new. But yeah, in this episode, Plankton notices that instead of fearing him, most Bikini Bottomites just think that he's cute and harmless. And as you can imagine, this really gets on Plankton's nerves. Now the mistake in question has to do with both the Chum Bucket and the Krusty Krab. As most of you know, the Chum Bucket and Krusty Krab are directly across from one another, and there is also a path running between them. Now, earlier in this episode, we get a clear shot of this path right here. As you can see, it's there. But for some reason during this scene later on, the locations have completely changed, with the Krusty Krab not being directly in front of the chum bucket and being much farther than it's supposed to be. There's like an entire path in between them now, but yeah, definitely a mistake. Here's a clip.
I hate this town!
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. Don't have time to wait in line. Sorry, but I can't be late today.
Ooh, what the?
Hey!
Sorry, everyone, but Mr. Krabs needs me. Reporting for duty, sir.
First up is going to be Truth or Square, which is quite literally almost a SpongeBob movie. This episode is almost over an hour long, but it's only really considered to be a special, a TV special. Now, it's a good one. It has a lot of good moments, but it also has tons of mistakes, so let's dive into the first one. Take a look at this.
There it is! SpongeBob's house!
Well, hello! Are you okay, mister?
Did you guys catch it? It's pretty blatant. But when SpongeBob says, "Are you okay?" in Patchy's dream, the right side of this dude's pants is just transparent. It's entirely see-through, dude. Like, what? This one is a pretty bad mistake, guys. Like, the animators completely forgot to color in this part of his pants, which is ridiculous. But hold up, guys, there's more. Here's another mistake. Let's see if you guys can catch this one.
There it is! I'm coming for you, SquarePants!
I'm ready! It's ready! Ready! Go to work!
Oh, you little scalawag! Just having some technical difficulties. Okay. No, please!
Now, as any hardcore SpongeBob fan knows, a big part of these specials is Patchy the Pirate. I love this dude, which, fun fact, Patchy the Pirate is actually Tom Kenny, who is the voice actor of SpongeBob. Very interesting. But anyways, this next mistake has to do with Patchy, as when he's shaking around in the whale, take a look at this, his hand gets slightly cut off. It looks kind of rough, but this one isn't that big of a deal. This next mistake though, this one you guys don't want to miss. Roll the footage.
Oh, Krusty Krab, oh, Krusty Krab. Oh, how I love you, Krusty Krab. Oh, Krusty Krab, you've always been there for me. When I'm tired and hungry, I just reach out my hand, and there you are. Are you with me, people? Yeah! In that case, let's get some Krabby Patty!
Alright, so take a look at this. When SpongeBob sings "Oh Krusty Krab," look over here. We can see the path to the chum bucket. It's right there, right? We can see it. The path is right there. But during this scene near the end, where did it go? The path is just gone now. First, it was there during this scene where SpongeBob sings, but then near the ending of the episode, it's just gone. Almost as if the animators forgot about the path in this last scene, which is totally a mistake. And guess what, guys? Here's another one from this special. Truth or Square has a lot of mistakes.
Remember the day Sandy and I got married?
What? No. I'm freaking out!
SpongeBob, do you take Sandy as your lawfully wedded wife?
I do.
And Sandy, do you take SpongeBob as your lawfully wedded husband?
And how?
Well then, I now pronounce you Sponge and Squirrel.
Boo! You
You stink! Worst play I've ever seen!
So for this one to really make sense, let's take a look at a general shot of Sandy Cheeks over here, our favorite squirrel. So as you can see, there's this patch of tan fur on her torso. And as you can also see, it normally extends to above her chest, all right? It looks like this tan fur right here. But if we take a look at Sandy in her wedding dress in this scene, the way that her fur looks is just different. The patch of tan fur on her torso just doesn't extend this time. Like, look, here's a side-by-side and I'm circling the areas and you guys can kind of see the mistake here. Not that big of a deal, but let's head over to another special, guys, with even worse mistakes. These mistakes coming up are bad. One of my favorite season 2 episodes is Procrastination, an episode where SpongeBob needs to write an essay, but the dude just cannot focus. He just cannot get any work done.
Gee, this is harder than I thought.
Come on, SpongeBob!
It should be against the law to have to write an essay on such a super sailorific sunshiny day.
Now this episode has 2 really funny mistakes. Now the first one has to do with SpongeBob's face. Let's see if you guys can catch it.
Hands! You get back here this instant! Hands!
Time's up, SpongeBob.
Where is SpongeBob's mouth? It's just missing. I think he needs his mouth. Now the other isn't as bad, but let's see if you can catch this one. It has to do with SpongeBob's pants, more specifically his belts.
I'm choking! Water! That was a close one.
Yeah, like I said, not that big of a deal, but SpongeBob's belt is supposed to be all black, but one of the parts of his belt is white. Not that big of a deal, but still a mistake.
Walking. Hungry, thirsty.
Next up, we have the episode Home Sweet Pineapple, and here's the thing, guys. Cartoon Corey has been on a quest to cover all the mistakes in every single season 1 episode. I've been doing it slowly throughout multiple videos. Some videos will be focused on like 1 episode. Some videos, like this one, for example, I'll have a small section, and right now we're gonna cover every single mistake, every one, in the episode Home Sweet Pineapple. We're looking at like nearly 10 mistakes in this 1 episode alone. Here's the first one, roll the clip. So that first one is pretty straightforward. First of all though, take a look at this. This is a shot of SpongeBob's bed from another episode, alright? And one thing you'll notice is that the bed has a back. Well, the bed frame has like this back part. Well, in this episode, at the beginning of it, when SpongeBob sits upon his bed in Home Sweet Pineapple, the back of his bed just like disappears, dude. Like, here's a side-by-side of it from another episode as well. And just like, yeah, I don't know why they just didn't draw the back of his bed. So weird. It's always there, and then randomly it isn't here in this one shot. Very strange. Here's mistake number 2.
What?
Squidward, could we stay here a couple of days or a month or 2?
Oh, yeah, well, whatever.
I'm gonna make this one quick. It's kind of a weak mistake in my opinion. It's from the wiki, and as you guys know, my goal with this is to cover every single mistake in this 1 episode. So even though it's weak, we gotta cover it. But SpongeBob over here, here's a PNG of him. He has his eyelashes, right? We all have eyelashes, and what happens with SpongeBob is whenever he closes his eyes, his eyelashes always disappear. This is a common thing in 2D animation. Like in every other episode, it happens whenever he closes his eyes. But when SpongeBob decides to call Squidward for help, he blinks his eyes, but his eyelashes are still seen for about a split second, which again is technically a mistake, but it's kind of lame. Let's head over to mistake number 3. This one's much better.
Hey, SpongeBob, your house is gone.
Bo-ho, bo-ho, bo.
Squid's taking it real hard. What are you gonna do now?
I guess I'll have to move back with my mom and dad.
So eventually, as you guys just saw, SpongeBob loses his house to those pesky nematodes, and eventually realizes and says, I guess I'll have to move back in with my mom and dad. Now, when this happens, when this exact line is spoken, if we look at Patrick, who's looking very dapper, by the way, like I like his suit, if we look at him, his mouth disappears for like a split second as it's said. Like, look at this dude missing his mouth. Like, how do you forget to draw a character's mouth? Crazy, dude. Like, I don't know how you forget to draw a character's mouth, but whatever. Let's head over to the next one. This one's good.
Good night, SpongeBob.
Did you guys catch it? I would not be surprised if not, because this one's kinda weird. So, this is SpongeBob right here, and you'll notice that underneath his mouth, he has this like red line. I don't know if it's supposed to be his lips, if it's supposed to be his chin, but it's always there, this red line right here. It never goes away. Well, actually, it does in this episode in a form of a mistake, as when SpongeBob's shivering in the clips you guys just saw, look, the red line normally underneath his mouth is gone for about a split second. It does come back, but for that split second, it is gone, dude. It's gone. Like I said, this one's very, very easy to miss, but this next one, not so much.
Squidward, could we stay here a couple of days or a month or two?
Oh, yeah, well, whatever.
Thanks. Can you give me a glass of water?
Yeah, sure.
Thanks, buddy. Yep. This is great.
This next one is another one from the wiki, and I'm not gonna lie, you guys are pushing it with this one. It is kind of a mistake, but before Squidward returns to bed after giving SpongeBob a glass of water, the pillow is like, it's more square than anything, alright? And as you can see, it's only fit for one person. But eventually, when Squidward goes to bed with SpongeBob, they're so cute together, the pillow is now suddenly rectangular and wide enough for two people. Here's a side-by-side, and I'm not gonna lie, guys, the pillows are not that different. Like I said, this one's from the wiki, so do not point the finger at me, alright? I just included this one because I want to include every single mistake, and you guys say this is a mistake. So anyways, though, I'm rambling. Here's the next mistake. Take a look at this one.
Mother has dinner waiting.
Hello, Mrs. SquarePants. Let me help you with these bags.
I cannot hold on to you any longer, little pebble. You hold too many memories. Well, Squidward, this is goodbye.
Now, this is one that's actually like pretty bad. This is actually like a real mistake right here. So near the ending of the episode, SpongeBob wears his hat when he is going to plant the seed. As you can see right here, all right, he's wearing his hat. Remember this, as when he plants the seed a second later, his face is seen close up, and look, he isn't wearing the hat. Now, of course, after planting the seed, the hat does like reappear finally, but yeah, totally a mistake. He's wearing it, then it just disappears for a second, and then it reappears back. Crazy mistake. All I know for sure, though, is that's a really nice hat, SpongeBob. I want one.
Well, Squidward, this is goodbye.
Come on, SpongeBob.
Goodbye, Patrick.
Leaving.
Last one. So when SpongeBob gets in his parents' car and Patrick like grabs onto the back of it, pulling the car back, and he's crying, if we look at the antenna on the car, it's like glitching out. It's like jumping between different colors and stuff. I'm zooming in on it. Yeah, that antenna is not supposed to be doing that.
Yo, elves! What the Father Christmas is going on here?
We got this under control. Go back to your stables.
Next up is the episode SpongeBob's Road to Christmas. How fitting. This episode has one very quick mistake, but the mistake is really bad, dude. Let's jump right into it. Roll the footage, take a look at this.
What's in this box anyway?
It's a surprise.
I hope it's a stink bomb for that pot-bellied jingle joker.
Santa is not pot-bellied. He just suffers from seasonal bloating.
I'm going to sleep.
But who will fly this thing?
I I put it on automatic pilot.
This one only happens for like one frame, so it's very easy to miss this, but when SpongeBob is talking to Plankton and Plankton walks away, like I said, for one frame, his left eyelid turns blue for like a split second. Like, look at this, dude. I'm zooming in on it slowly. Yeah, that is bad. That's a mistake. So many mistakes, man, and I've got more, but for that, we gotta head over to an entirely different episode. Get ready though, this mistake is going to be spicy.
Neighbor, your wet pet oozes on my lawn. You leave me no choice but to call snail control. That little monster.
Next up, we have the episode Once Bitten, which is all about everybody thinking that Gary, like, turns people into zombies if he bites them. It's an interesting episode. I actually really like this episode, just saying. As a matter of fact, here are some crazy clips from this episode, and then we'll get right into the mistakes.
Finally, the bite from that infected snail will turn you into a zombie. There's a mad snail on the loose!
Tell me, Mr. Tentacles, when did you first begin to suspect you were a zombie?
Loss of balance, ticklish ribcage, and a few other symptoms.
Hey, I was bitten by a snail. I kind of feel off balance. Oh, whoa!
Hey, I have ticklish ribs too.
It's spreading through the air!
I can't believe that sweet and slimy snail would cause all this destruction.
Here to dine on your squishy yellow flesh.
Alright. I know what you guys clicked on the video for, mistakes, but like I said, Once Bitten's actually a pretty cool episode. Anyways though, here's mistake number 1. Let's see if you guys can spot it. Yeah, that first one is very straightforward. I'm sure a lot of you guys caught it, but when SpongeBob runs to the bus, we can see this stop sign right here, all right? And remember the area, remember the location, because in the very next scene, that stop sign, which should be right here, has completely disappeared. Now, this is most likely a case of cartoon logic, but still technically a mistake, and here's mistake number 2 from Once Bitten. Like I said, it's really bad. But when SpongeBob says, Gary, how could you? Look, he's missing his legs. Like, they just didn't draw his legs. It's like, to be fair, it's only the bottom of the frame where you can see that his legs are missing. Like, we have to pull the footage up and zoom in, and you can see right here, this space, his legs should be there. So they made a massive mistake here. How do you draw SpongeBob without his legs? Crazy, dude. In the episode Rock Bottom, Patrick and SpongeBob end up taking the wrong bus after spending an awesome day full of fun at the glove-themed amusement park known as Glove World, their favorite place. But once they leave, they end up in the abysmal zone of Rock Bottom. This place is the definition of weird or creepy, and while SpongeBob does escape the place by the end of the episode, he is trapped in the creepy location for a majority of the episode. Now, this one is a classic, and is probably one of my favorite SpongeBob episodes ever, but it does have a mistake, as you can guess. When we first see SpongeBob and Patrick get scared, for a single frame, one of SpongeBob's pupils is missing as he blinks. Pretty weird. Here's a clip.
That's an easy one, Patrick. Just wait for someone to come out and then you'll know.
As most of you know, Patrick Star loves to eat. And I mean, seriously, this guy loves to eat. But it seems one of his favorite meals is a good old-fashioned Krabby Patty. And this is really shown in the Season 9 episode, What's Eating Patrick?, as he enters into a Krabby Patty eating competition. And boy oh boy, does it make for a great episode. As you can guess though, based off of the title of this video, this episode is not perfect, as at the beginning of the episode, when Mr. Krabs realizes that Patrick should join the competition, there is a brief shot where the order here sign is missing its text. And the very next shot it's there, but during this one shot, it's just missing. Like the sign is there, but the text isn't. Keep in mind, it seems that this mistake is only present in early airings of the episode, so that's good. Anyways though, here's a clip of the mistake with audio.
Oh, if only there was someone dumb and hungry enough to take on old Oswald McNulty.
I'll just have 47 Krabby Patties, please. I had a big breakfast, so I'm not that hungry. Squidward, did you get a new haircut?
Ah, dumb and hungry. Well, if it isn't Patrick.
I isn't Patrick?
No, of course you are.
Let's be real. It's kind of strange, but SpongeBob's iconic pineapple home is, well, iconic. But what if I told you in the episode Home Sweet Rubble that SpongeBob almost loses his house? Take a look.
Gary, time for breakfast. The house must be settling. Well, that's better. I can fix this. I'll feed you when I'm done. Okay, now that that's taken care of, time to feed Gary. You're just in time to lend a hand, Squidward.
Lend a hand?
Now this episode has 2 mistakes, and the first one is like really weird. I don't know how they missed it, but let's see if you guys will miss it. I don't think you guys will. Comment it if you find the mistake.
I'm having another eggs and pencils crisis!
Not now, Patrick. And Squidward has done a great job holding it all together.
Against my will, I might add.
Will you help?
Well, I suppose I could join the cause. But it'll have to be our standard deal.
A week of my wages per hour?
You got it, kiddo.
For those who couldn't find it, well, let's zoom in on SpongeBob's arm, as his arm actually is slightly detached from his body. Like you can see it's like his arm is falling off of his body. Really bad mistake. And here's another one. Let's see if you guys can spot it. So take a look at this image. As you can see, this is Patrick's iconic rock home. I mean, I don't know who would live in a rock or under a rock, but it's here. And as you can see, there is a path. But in the episode we were talking about during the scene you just seen, where's the path? It's gone. Yeah, another mistake. It's a bad one. Next up is the episode The Hankering, an episode where we learn a very dark secret about Mr. Krabs.
Eugene got the usual here. One big steaming plate of chop. Enjoy.
Oh, I don't understand, Mr. Krabs.
Oh, I suppose there's no hiding it, boyo. It all started back in the old Navy days. Our supplies had been decimated. Oh, all we had left was chum. I was starting to feel peckish. Oh, that flavor. Sweet, gamey, with a creamy, chunky mouthfeel. I've had a chum monkey on my back ever since.
Yeah, this dude loves chum. So much so that it really gets him into trouble later on in the episode. And this is also where we can find our next 2 mistakes. Take a look at this first one, as there's 2 mistakes in one clip. Let's see if you can spot it.
I win! You get nothing!
Okay, so for one, during one of these frames, Mr. Krabs' pupils are missing. And no, it's not because he's blinking, guys. Your pupils don't just disappear. And literally like 2 frames later, look at this one. There's something up with Mr. Krabs' eyes. His pupils are off of the actual eyeballs, which was definitely like another animation mistake. And there's even another one in this episode.
To capture the natural bouquet of the chum, I made this batch entirely from old snail litter.
A little dry. Next!
Ooh, I think you'll like this one. It's made from wishes and love.
It's too sweet!
It's very easy to miss, but for one frame, one of Mr. Krabs's, like, sleeves is red. It's the same color as his skin, when I mean it's supposed to be blue like his outfit. Weird.
You ready to get crazy, huh, crazy fish?
You bet your frosting, sponge cake.
Sorry, I'm not wearing any frosting. Hey, that's cheating!
Coming in hot, we've got Blackened Sponge. This is a weird SpongeBob episode. The title's very weird, just saying, Blackened Sponge. But it's all about SpongeBob getting a black eye and lying about it. He actually like slips and hurts his eye, but he goes and lies to everyone and tells them that he got in a fight with some dude. SpongeBob, you're such a capper. As a matter of fact, we're gonna get into the mistakes, but I want you guys to hear SpongeBob's elaborate little lie here about what actually happened.
When a wanton cry of distress pounded against my eardrum, which was a victim tied at my feet, when a large bowling pin struck me in the face. The hurler was none other than Jack and Crazy Fish. The very thought of being vanquished made Jack and Crazy Fish burst into tears. One of the blasts went haywire and hit me right in the face.
Yeah, so that's what SpongeBob says is what happens. Again, we're gonna get into the mistakes, but this is what actually happened. Look.
Ooh, what a relief. For a second there, I thought I gave myself a black...
Yeah, SpongeBob, you are a massive liar, and guys, here's the first mistake from this episode.
Yee-haw! Get along, little fishes!
Hi, Sandy.
You guys probably caught this one, but when SpongeBob says, "Hi, Sandy," look, part of his white shirt is black, when of course it's supposed to be white. I don't know what happened here, but it's definitely not supposed to be black. Here's mistake number 2 from Blackened Sponge.
SpongeBob is 13 and a half minutes late for duty. I hope for his sake this means he was in a horrible accident. Well, looks like I was right about the accident part.
This one is definitely going to need some explaining, but it's pretty rough. So, when Incidental 107, this guy right here, first appears in Mr. Krabs' comments about how late SpongeBob is, Incidental 107 is seen in his normal color scheme, alright? This is how he's always drawn in color. However though, when SpongeBob eventually comes in and walks past Incidental 107, who's with Incidental 14 at the time, look. Incidental 107 is now just a completely different color. They just completely changed his design, and there's only one of Incidental 107, so this was absolutely, positively, 100% a mistake. And believe it or not, I've got another one from this episode. 3 in 1 episode is wild.
Crazy Fish sprang up out of nowhere. He threw a giant tire at the back of my head. Then he stood over me to gloat. I jumped up and karate kicked his hairpiece right off of its snaps. He was so ashamed, he ran all the way home, leaving behind a pool of tears.
Did you guys catch it? Well, when Jack M. Crazy Fish, the dude that SpongeBob supposedly beat up, when he in SpongeBob's story runs all the way home, leaving behind a pool of tears, major cap, we can see that SpongeBob is wearing his Krusty Krab hat. But guys, what's missing? Come on, let me know in the comments what's missing from his hat. I'm gonna give you guys like 5 seconds to figure it out. Yeah, he's missing the anchor on his hat. Massive mistake. Let's keep it going though, gang. Let's head over to another episode, and don't worry, random mistake of the day is coming up soon.
Who's been in Bikini Bottom for as long as Mr. Krabs? Ow! No! Hi, Plankton!
This next one has very few mistakes, but the one it has is actually really bad, so I'm gonna make it quick. The episode is The Main Drain, a very underrated episode. Like, be honest, have you even heard of this episode before? I definitely hadn't before this video, but anyways, here's the first mistake. Let's expose it.
1 sec. Time for a scary story, boys. Again.
Where is the main drain, Mr. Krabs?
Did you guys catch it? It's a very weird one, but when Mr. Krabs turns off the lights, it's on the left side, as you can see right here. However, when Mr. Krabs eventually finishes the story moments later, the switch suddenly just changes positions. Like, what? The animators definitely forgot about where they originally put the light, but hey, stuff happens, alright? Mistakes happen sometimes. At least this one gives us a good laugh. I don't know if it's as funny as this next episode's mistakes though. Let's keep it moving and stay tuned, guys. Things are only gonna get worse as we go. The episode Reef Blower is not only very short, but it's also a silent episode with no dialogue. This is the second episode of the show to air ever, and it's interesting to imagine if all episodes of the show were like this one. But anyways, let's talk about the mistake. It isn't that big of a deal, I guess, considering this is literally the second episode of the show ever, but during this scene, Squidward is shown sitting on a doorstep in front of his house. However, this doorstep doesn't actually exist. It doesn't show up in any other scenes during this episode, or any other episodes after. It just doesn't really exist except for this one shot. I guess this isn't necessarily a mistake because it's from an early episode before locations were fully established, but it's definitely weird, and the fact that it doesn't appear at all in any other scenes is kind of a mistake, so yeah, here's a clip.
How could life in Bikini Bottom possibly get any worse?
My Bikini Bottom's erupting!
That's how.
Cool. Next up is another very underrated episode of SpongeBob, Sponge-Cano. Here, take a look for yourself. We're gonna get into the mistakes, but here are a couple clips from this episode just summarizing it, and then like I said, we're gonna expose the mistakes, so stay tuned.
Cause being your neighbor leaves me with nothing to be grateful for.
Wow, Squidward, you should really consider getting your plumbing looked at.
What are you boys doing out still? Plenty of room at the volcano shelter. Hey, but no more roughhousing. You got that?
Oh, yes, of course, ma'am. Try and behave yourself, fellers.
All right, it's mistake time, baby. Let's go.
Goodbye, everyone.
Huh?
If you're a true SpongeBob fan, you already caught this one. It's very blatant if you understand SpongeBob. So, as Squidward is falling down into the volcano, rest in peace, dude, he's only drawn with 2 legs instead of 4, which is totally a mistake. Squidward does not only have 2 legs. If we even go back to, for example, Culture Shock, right? And Squidward does his iconic dance, look, he does not only have 2 legs, so totally a mistake here. This is a really bad mistake if you really think about it. So much so that I don't even want to talk about this episode anymore, dude. Like you. Let's keep it moving. It's time for the random mistake of the day, where we take a very quick break from SpongeBob to talk about a random cartoon and a random mistake from that cartoon. Today we're doing Amphibia, and for context, the mistake has to do with this character, Annie. It's in the very first episode of Amphibia, Annie or Beast, and it has to do with Annie's outfit, alright? Let's see if you guys can spot a mistake from a show some of you might have never even seen before. Roll the clip.
Oh, here we go.
Like I said, it has to do with Annie's outfit, and as you guys just saw in the clip, when Annie leaps to start sliding into the log with Sprig, if we watch very closely for a frame, this school logo that's normally on her shirt disappears for a frame. It comes back after, of course, and it's on her before this, but for that one frame, it's missing, and that, my friend, is a mistake. Now though, let's get back to what you guys clicked on, SpongeBob SquarePants.
Perfect! I'm ready! Whoa!
Who remembers Picture Day back at school? Well, there's an episode completely based on this in SpongeBob called, well, Picture Day. It's from season 5. Now, this episode has 2 really bad mistakes that we're gonna dive into, but it also has a bunch of funny moments, so roll some funny clips from this episode, and then we'll get right into the spicy mistakes.
Take cover! The
teenagers! They've been let out of school, and they're pelting us with balloons filled with...
Ketchup?
Save yourself, kid! I'm finished!
Stamps! Oh, oatmeal! Blue.
You guys know what time it is. Let's expose the mistakes in this episode. Roll the footage. Here's the first one.
Well, I'm not sure how I did it, but I...
Did you guys catch it? Well, look at SpongeBob's pants during this scene as a part of it turns yellow. I'm zooming in so you guys can really see. Yeah, that part right there beside his arm is yellow, and that's like incorrect. That's a major mistake by the animators. And here's another mistake from this episode, but this one's a lot more technical, so pay close attention.
Don't schnivel like that. A winner doesn't schnivel. Try putting this on. This is it.
You guys might have caught it from the clips we just played, but I'm sure I'll need to explain this one. So we can see that Tom Kenny, this guy right here, here's a picture of him, he's credited as the photographer at the boating school. And we can see that Bill Foggerback, I totally butchered his name, but this guy right here, is credited as the trucker who is blinded by sunlight. But here's the problem, listen to the clips again.
Don't schnivel like that. A winner doesn't schnivel?
Yeah, the animators or whoever edited this episode got it completely flipped. It's actually Tom Kenny who voices the trucker, and it's actually Bill who voices the boating school photographer. So a bit of a technical mistake here, like their credits got swapped clearly, and as you can tell, it's their voices on those characters, so yeah.
Another day, another nickel.
It's not that funny.
It's funny because it's true.
Carpool's over.
Back to SpongeBob, baby, and we're gonna be doing the episode Funny Pants, where SpongeBob is tricked into thinking that he's lost his laugh. We're gonna get into the mistakes, but take a look at this compilation of scenes where SpongeBob just cannot laugh anymore. It's actually really sad.
If you burn out your laugh box, you'll live your whole life without ever laughing again.
Mr. Krabs?
What's wrong, boy?
I lost my laugh.
What is laughter?
The thing that used to give my life meaning and purpose.
Poor SpongeBob, dude. Like, his laugh is kind of iconic. I'm gonna play just a soundbite of his laugh. Dude, it's annoying, but it's iconic. It's a big part of his design, so I feel bad for him for losing his laugh. I also feel bad for the animators, though, for these mistakes. Here's the first one. So this one happens at the very end of the episode, and you know, it's kind of a tricky one. But at the very ending of the episode, when Squidward runs off of his bed, if we slow the footage down and look, it seems like he's walking on air for a moment. This might have been for comedic effect or something, but I do think this was a bit of an error. We don't know for sure though, so let's head over to mistake number 2 that's a lot more entertaining. This one's also near the ending of the episode, but when Squidward bursts through the hospital wall near the end, look, the heart monitor is still running, which shouldn't happen because Squidward is no longer, like, connected to the heart monitor. Weird. All right, one more from this episode.
Look! He's waking up!
Where am I?
You're in the hospital, silly.
Did you guys catch it? So let's take a look at Sandy right here and look at her design. A big part of it is on her like white suit right here, there's this acorn symbol right here. I'm circling it. Well, when Squidward wakes up from his coma, look, both Sandy's zipper and the badge from her suit are just gone. The animators just didn't draw it. I mean, to be fair, Mr. Krabs' hand is in front of it, but they should have at least drawn the zipper, so yeah.
Aha! The library, where he keeps records of his every thought. All of his deepest, juiciest secrets.
Next up, we have the inside job, which I feel is a very underrated SpongeBob episode. Now, instead of explaining the plot, I'm just gonna play clips from the episode summarizing what happens, as it'll help the mistake make sense later on. So yeah, here's some funny clips from this episode summarizing it, and then we're gonna get right into its mistake after.
You want the patty recipe, then go to the man who wrote it, Eugene Krabs.
Right. Why didn't I think of that before?
With my mind connector, you'll be able to read Krabs' mind, transferring the recipe directly into your teeny tiny little brain.
Wow, that's a pretty good idea.
Oh, man!
You're mine.
Hey, where do you want this life-size cutout of you, Mr. Krabs? Hey, Squidward, we blew a fuse.
If I'm gonna get the Krabby Patty recipe, I'm gonna have to go to Command Central. Hi, friend. Why am I making idiotic comments? Superficial greetings.
See, it's underrated. I bet you want to go and watch the full episode after you're done watching this video, of course. But here's that mistake. Roll the footage.
Well, where's the recipe?
The what?
You really need to pay close attention for this one, and I'm even gonna play the footage in slow motion at one point. But when Patrick walks out of the Krusty Krab after Karen takes Plankton, if we watch closely, Patrick's animation actually freezes and like glitches out for a second, as you can see here. I'm gonna loop it and slow down the footage, and yeah, his animation just like stops and just glitches out for a frame. It's really funny. It's really weird. What's going on, man? Anyways though, let's head over to another episode with more mistake. The episode, Captain Pipsqueak, has become quite the fan favorite, with it featuring a bunch of cameos from characters we've seen in previous seasons. Plus, it also has a really good plot, with Plankton teaming up with a bunch of other supervillains to finally achieve his Krabby Patty goals. Now, this episode admittedly does not have too many mistakes, but of course, you know me, you know Cartoon Corey, I was able to find one. As you can see, throughout the episode, Plankton gets his own villain costume, equipped with a purple cape, a purple helmet, and more importantly, purple gloves. Now during this scene, where we see Plankton do a little dumpster diving while in his villain outfit, he can be seen wearing his gloves. However, for one brief shot when he jumps out of the dumpster, his gloves are missing. They just randomly disappear.
Where's the door?
The opening of the episode Big Pink Loser has a massive mistake. It's really bad, but it's easy to miss. Take a look. Let's see if you guys catch it.
Hold still, Gary. Almost done.
SpongeBob, guess what? I got an award!
Thanks, big packet. What's it for?
See for yourself.
For outstanding achievement in achievement.
So here's the thing. Patrick is supposed to come through that door, and we even hear the door open, but as you can see in the slow motion footage, the door never opens. Patrick just pops in, he just spawns in randomly and knocks over the house of cards. Like seriously, listen to it again and listen for the door opening. They put a door opening sound in, but then didn't animate the door opening. It's really funny.
Hold still, Gary. Almost done.
The other mistake is just as bad. Here, take a look.
It was sure nice of Mr. Krabs to give me a job.
And at $50 an hour, too. When I started working here, I had to pay Mr. Krabs $100 an hour.
Do I get my award yet?
You have to work for it, remember?
Tartar sauce.
what? Dude, what happened to Patrick's mouth? It's just gone. The animators just forgot to draw his mouth for a frame, and it looks really weird. Let's be real, SpongeBob is the best fry cook in all of Bikini Bottom. As a matter of fact, he's the best employee at the Krusty Krab. People love this guy. But in the episode SpongeBob You're Fired, I mean, the episode title kind of reveals it, but SpongeBob gets fired, dude. It's crazy. He ends up having to go and work at all these other places. Here's some clips.
Order up! One perfect patty on a pristine plate and a squeaky clean Krusty Krab. Hey, Mr. Krabs, what's the good word?
Well, actually, SpongeBob, there's 2 words. And they're not very good. You're fired.
What?
It turns out that I'll save a whole nickel if I cut your salary.
It is so funny seeing SpongeBob work at these other places. Like, dude, go back to the Krusty Krab. It's where you belong. Anyways, though, let's get into the mistakes. That's what you guys are here for. Here is mistake number 1.
Okay, that's enough. It's closing time. You know, it just won't be the same around here without you. Bye-bye now. Sayonara. Good riddance. Man, is it gonna be sweet without that pest around?
I know any hardcore SpongeBob fan already caught what the mistake is, but here's the issue. When SpongeBob is forced out of the Krusty Krab by Squidward, Squidward is so happy. There are no tables inside the Krusty Krab. As we mentioned before, this is how the inside of the Krusty Krab looks, right? And there's tables. I mean, they've been there since the first episode, but there's no tables during this one scene, and just, yeah, really silly mistake.
Ho, ho, ho! Ho, ho, ho!
Huh? Hello? Who's there? Huh? Hello?
Ho, ho, ho! Ho, ho, ho!
Hello? Yes? Who's there? Huh? Hello? Show yourself. Ooh, hello? Who is it?
Up here, you dunce!
Now I know Christmas is over now, but first up we've got a holiday banger. It's Christmas Who, one of the best SpongeBob Christmas episodes, and it has one mistake. Roll the footage.
Merry Christmas! Ho, ho, ho! Wait! Oh, I see a great Christmas photo op. Can you move in a little? Say Santa Claus.
Santa Claus.
Aw, our first Christmas.
So at one point of this episode, Squidward takes a photograph of SpongeBob crying, alright? And when the photograph's taken, we see this shot right here. This is how everything looks. But when Squidward holds up the photo, we can see some major inconsistencies and errors with it. As you've seen in the original shot of SpongeBob crying, the ground is snow. Well, the entire background is snowy, as a matter of fact. But when Squidward holds up the photo, we can see that it's sand. So really weird mistake here, where like the photo is completely different than the scene that Squidward took the photo of. Totally a mistake. And guys, surprise, surprise, there's actually another mistake in this episode. Take a look at this.
I don't believe in Santa Claus.
Come on, Squid. All you have to do is write a letter. Squidward, come on.
Come on, Squidward. Don't be a party pooper. Come on out.
Santa Claus is a big phony. Those idiots are gonna be up all night while I get a full night's sleep.
Oh, Santa's coming tonight, tonight. Santa's coming tonight. Coming tonight, tonight. Santa's coming tonight.
Come on, everybody. Let's sing till Santa gets here.
So we've actually got 3 mistakes in one, and it all takes place during the scene you just saw, where the fish sing Santa's coming tonight, tonight. For one, this right here is incidental 103, alright? And as you can see, his pants seem to disappear and reappear. Here's a shot with him wearing his pants, and then here's a shot of him being a hooligan with his pants just disappearing, and then they reappear again in this shot. That's 2 mistakes right there, and here's another one. As SpongeBob's mouth, as well as Incidental 48's eyes, disappear on the word Santa's, as you can see right here. So yeah, as good of an episode this is, it's the best holiday one. It has a lot of mistakes. And guys, stay tuned for future videos as there's so many other mistakes to cover from this episode. For now though, let's head over to another SpongeBob classic episode with mistakes. You won't believe it.
Howdy, SpongeBob. You're right on time to help me test out my new Disappearator. It'll make anything disappear instantly. Now hold still, and I'll just shave a few inches off in the top of your noggin.
Oh, I certainly said... No can't do, you brainless lab rat.
Next up, we've got the abrasive side. This episode's pretty interesting. It's all about SpongeBob realizing that he's too nice, so like an actual sponge, he switches to the green side. He switches to his abrasive side. Now, we're gonna get into the mistakes of this episode as it has a ton of them, but first, here are some hilarious clips from this episode, and then we'll get right to the mistakes.
SpongeBob, would you help your granny cross the street?
Sorry, Granny. Why don't you walk yourself across the street?
I need you to work an extra 17-hour shift tonight.
Oh, sure thing, mister. Sorry, Krabs, I'm busy. Unless you're paying me overtime.
Overtime?
Yeah, so this is a really good episode. In terms of season 7, like this is up there as a really good episode. Even good episodes, though, have mistakes. Here's the first one.
Hey, SpongeBob! You're right on time for our play date!
Woo! I can't wait to ditch you! 'Cause you're my best friend! So beat it, Tubby. I don't care for your company.
Did you guys catch it? Because this one's really bad. It's only for a split second, so I get it if you guys didn't. But at one point, when SpongeBob is talking to Patrick, it happens for a frame, but look at one of his eyes. As part of his blue eye turns like red for a split second. Like what? And I'm gonna be honest with you, I have no idea how this mistake would have happened. It can't be a layering issue, but whatever. Here's mistake number 2.
Golly! We gotta get this varmint off you. Now turn around and grab something heavy. Now hold still. No.
Oh, you don't scare me, girly.
This is gonna sting worse than a jellyfish in a bucket of electric eels.
This one's really easy to miss, but when Sandy rolls up the sleeves on her suit, there is weirdly black hair on her arms even though she already has fur. Think about that for a second. Weird. Here's mistake number 3.
Sorry, Krabs, I'm busy. Unless you're paying me overtime.
Overtime? Overtime? More money per hour. More money. For service above and beyond.
Okay, this one is really funny. At one point, as you guys saw, we go into a dictionary in this episode, and we can see the definition for multiple words, obviously. Now, when the dictionary is open, you'll notice that the word more is missing from the definition of overkill. In the episode, it reads as, the process of doing than a situation requires, when it's obviously supposed to say, the process of doing more than a situation requires. Also, in the same scene, you'll notice that the side of the entire dictionary is like incomplete. It like cuts off here. Anyways though, there's actually more mistakes in this episode. Here's another one.
You're right on time to help me test out my new Disappearator.
No can't do, you brainless lab rat.
Huh?
As you guys know, Sandy wears a helmet, a glass helmet that nothing should be able to go through because it's glass, duh. But when this thing hits Sandy, it somehow just goes through her helmet. It glitches and goes through her helmet when it shouldn't be able to do that because it's a glass helmet. Crazy, dude. Up next is an episode with a very intriguing name, The Krabby Patty That Ate Bikini Bottom. Sounds like a horror movie. In this episode, a Krabby Patty grows too large after Sandy adds one of Sandy's scientific ingredients to it. It's a very interesting plot. I personally like this episode. Here are some clips summarizing it.
This is the result of an experimental growth serum I developed. It could easily feed a lot of hungry people.
Or supply an entire fast food restaurant, lowering its operating cost.
Administer the growth serum. There.
So, how big's this thing supposed to get?
Hey, who cares? It's an endless supply of free patties.
Easy, boy. Easy.
Yeah, Mr. Krabs, you are crazy, dude. Like, you risked everything. You risked so many people's lives just to potentially make more money with your stupid Krabby Patties. But anyways, what's also stupid in this episode is the mistakes. There's a couple of them. Let's see if you guys can spot the first one without my help.
Did I already show you my single-wheeled roller skates? Or my helicopter that's powered by coconut milk?
Actually, I'm not really interested in all that.
Well, is there something in particular you wanted to see?
Tell me about your giant soybean.
This is the result of an experimental growth serum I developed. I sure would hate to see it fall into the wrong hands. Someone who might just use it to try to get...
Rich, can I borrow your telephone? It's ringing.
Mr. Krabs, I came as soon as I got the call.
Did you bring a Krabby Patty like I was planning to ask you to do?
Aye, Captain.
Perfect!
So here's the thing, Sandy's tree dome, right? The inside of it, there's no water. There's no water at all. We kind of talked about it in the last episode, right? No water. So there should be no bubbles inside her tree dome, right? Well, in Sandy's tree dome in this episode, bubbles appear during motion as if it's underwater. Take a look at some of these shots. Normally when SpongeBob characters are underwater and they move around, there'll be little bubble animations, right? But inside Sandy's tree dome, that should not happen. But during this occasion, where Mr. Krabs puts the phone down, look, why are there bubble animations? It also happens when he picks it up. Look, there's bubble animations again. So if you understand animation in SpongeBob, this is definitely a mistake. And there's more. This episode has another mistake. Let's see if you guys can spot this one.
Oh my goodness! I almost forgot to flip that one. Squidward, why'd you make that weird noise? Squidward, that giant Krabby Patty is on a rampage! Abandon
It's a crab avalanche!
Hold it! And just what is it you two think you're doing?
We're getting out of here.
You can't just leave.
Do you have a better idea?
Stay and work.
Now, this one is admittedly kind of a nitpick because this is a cartoon, right? But it's still a continuity error. In the kitchen, as you can see, this monster Krabby Patty eats SpongeBob's left shoe and his sock. But when SpongeBob and Squidward try to exit the restaurant, his sock and shoe reappear for no apparent reason and remain like that for the rest of the episode. Again, it makes sense because it's a cartoon, right? But this is still a bit of a weird continuity error. Maybe SpongeBob has an extra shoe and sock in his work locker. I don't know. But let's move over to episode number 3, which has even more crazy mistakes. First up is the episode Nautical Novice, yet another Mrs. Puff banger of an episode. I really like this episode, so check out the setup.
Maybe tomorrow, if I can impress Mrs. Puff with an extensive knowledge of boating history, she'll give me a boating license on the spot. Ah! Hey, wait! Hey! Mrs. Puff! Please stop the bus!
What was that? Nothing. Step on it!
Wait! No worries, I made it.
Man, SpongeBob was very committed to getting on that bus, and he succeeds. But let's rewind a little bit, as back during the beginning of the episode, there are 2 really bad mistakes, guys. Let's see if you can catch them.
Which brings us to the subject of rudder maintenance.
Barnacles, just as we were getting to the nitty-gritty.
Wait a minute, class. Remember, we will not be here tomorrow. We will be going on a field trip to the boating museum. Now run along, kids.
So first up is this one, which I don't think I need to say much, guys. For about 2 frames, this incidental just loses her shirt, and I actually think the animators did this on purpose because why are her breasts, like, drawn? The other mistake is this one. So as you can see, this girl is wearing pearls, but for 1 frame, 2 of them turn black, which was just another weird mistake. There's another one later on in the episode. Let's see if you guys can spot this one.
Welcome, class, to the Boating Museum. This enormous vessel was once the largest in all the seas, but now that it's been converted into a museum, it no longer moves.
This one's kind of funny. So as you can see in this first shot of Incidental 14, she has no belly button. You can see, right? You can see her stomach, there's no belly button. But then, randomly in this shot, she now has a belly button. So a weird continuity error. Not that big of a deal, but hey, the ones I have coming up are spicy. So this next episode, Gullible Pants, has 3 very complicated mistakes. So I'm just gonna get right into them. Here's the first one. Let's see if you guys can catch it yourselves.
451, 452, 453, 454, 455, 456.
Like I said, this one is very, very complicated, so take a look at this shot. As you can see, Incidental 92 is eating with Incidental 51. They're having a nice meal together. But like seconds later, and now Incidental 92 is eating with a completely different fish. The other mistake is quite similar. In that opening shot, we can see Incidental 48 eating with Incidental 41. But then, seconds later, and now Incidental 48 is eating with a completely different fish in seconds. So definitely a mistake, and there are a ton of mistakes in this one section. It's pretty bad. There's some crazier ones coming up though, so stay tuned. I gotta say, when it comes to the episode Jolly Lodgers, I really feel bad for Squidward. Like the dude just wants a break, and then this happens.
Are you going somewhere?
I'll be staying at a hotel for the next few days for peace and quiet. Well now, this is very nice indeed. This is heaven. Hello? Anyone there? Hello?
Room service.
Come in.
Squidward? What a happy surprise!
Like poor Squidward. And things get worse as this episode also, duh, has some mistakes. Let's take a look at this first one.
You stay away from me! I don't want to see either of you in any part of this hotel!
Come on, this one's easy. I know you guys caught it. You're probably commenting it right now, but boom. SpongeBob's missing his mouth. Okay, I've got one more, and it also has to do with a missing mouth. Let's see if you guys can catch it.
No, SpongeBob. No, Patrick. Peace and quiet. Leave me alone!
Look, guys, I hate to nitpick, but Patrick's missing his mouth, and that's like a really bad mistake. But hey, I've got some that are even crazier coming up, so let's get into them.
Howdy, Bubble Bass! I reckon you're hankering for a delicious new dish.
Ooh, such smoky stupidity.
Sandy Cheeks has come up with a lot of revolutionary ideas for the Krusty Krab. For example, the episode where she comes up with a growth hormone that makes Krabby Patties bigger. But season 13's Hot Crust Nuts is definitely her biggest endeavor yet, where they're making these nuts that do this. Here, take a look for yourself.
I brought a little something of my own from home, from home, from home, from home. Sandy's smoking barbecue nuts.
There is no outside food allowed at the Krusty Krab.
Come on, SpongeBob. I won't spill the nuts if you won't. Try one.
That's enough. I'm confiscating these unauthorized acres. All right, Sandy, you're hired.
Now this episode has 2 mistakes in total. Here's the first one. It's very easy to miss, and it has to do with the chum bucket.
Don't you love the new look?
I'm just here for the nuts.
So take a look at these clips. The Krusty Krab and Chum Bucket are supposed to be directly across from one another. It's been seen like this in so many episodes, guys, but in some of these scenes from Hot Crust Nuts, the Chum Bucket just isn't there. Even the path to the Chum Bucket is missing at times. It's just like the Chum Bucket just does not exist in this episode, which is totally a mistake. But guys, this next mistake is way worse. This one is really, really bad.
Huh? Hey, everybody! This table's got that smoky Texas tang!
No! Stop it! Be restaurant!
So when all of the incidentals start freaking out and eating the Krusty Krab, I want you to watch this in slow motion from the outside, because the animators were really lazy with all of these incidentals. For one, they have no pupils. They have like literal just blank white eyes. Same thing with their mouth, and multiple of them are duplicated. Like, look at how many times the one with a blue shirt and a cowboy hat is shown. The main thing here is just they were very lazily drawn for this one section, and I get it, it's a quick section where they just eat the Krusty Krab, but yeah, there should have been some more effort put into these incidentals. This isn't season 1, it's season 13.
I ordered a couple Krabby Patties a while ago, and I'm wondering when they'll be out.
Looks like I'm crushing your face.
So, will they be ready soon?
Yeah. Don't move too much, it ruins it.
Next up, we have the episode The Splinter, which is a very well-known episode of SpongeBob, but not because people like it. People actually hate this episode because there's a really gruesome scene where SpongeBob gets his splinter. Now, we're gonna get into the mistakes in this episode, but I'm actually gonna show you guys that scene really quickly, so just, yeah, take a look at this.
You really saved me! Hey, a splinter!
Yeah, dude, that was gnarly, especially for a kid's cartoon, and you can see this is when SpongeBob started focusing less on like actual comedy and started using like grotesque humor and like grotesque scenes of Squidward or SpongeBob getting beat up to keep things entertaining. But anyways, we're not here for all that. We're here for mistakes. Here's the first one.
I hear you, I hear you!
Okay, good, because these 2 Krabby Patties are ready!
What's that?
What's what? Makes sense now, right?
Oh yeah, that makes perfect sense.
So at the very beginning of the episode, we can see that 2 Krabby Patties are ordered, SpongeBob makes them, and he puts them right here. Alright, remember this. Because no one actually picks them up, but moments later, like seconds later in this scene, they're now gone. And like Squidward did not take those patties, so they just disappeared. Like, it was kinda weird, to be honest with you. And here's one more from this episode.
What? Me? Tell Mr. Krabs? Oh, no. No. Well, maybe. I don't don't have to tell Mr. Krabs.
So first things first, during this scene where SpongeBob goes to touch his heart, look at his pants, alright? I don't even need to show you guys this, but here's a random shot of SpongeBob, and as you can see on his pants, he has his belt, alright? But in this one shot from the Splinter, when it zooms in, the belt is just gone, and I don't even get this one. Like, sometimes, guys, if it's a super zoomed out shot, for example, the one where Squidward was missing his Krusty Krab hat, that's totally fine, it's a zoomed out shot. This is a zoomed in shot, so how they just didn't draw his belt is hilarious to me. So yeah, let's get into the real spicy mistakes in today's video and head over to another episode. Stay tuned, guys, because I've got some wild mistakes coming up.
Let's have that tea now. Hi!
Pinky! Pinky!
Next up, we've got a classic tea at the Tree Dome from season 1. Now there's two mistakes I really want to get into, so let's do that. Here's the first one, roll the footage.
Where have I seen this before? Here it is. Land squirrel. That little squirrel is in trouble.
Take that, you sorry old clam!
So as all of you guys know, SpongeBob's square pants is a big part of his design. And as you can see, here's a quick PNG of SpongeBob, his belt goes all the way across his pants, right? Remember this. Because early on in the episode Tea at the Tree Dome, during this scene, when SpongeBob says that little squirrel is in trouble, look, let's take a look at the left part of our favorite Sponge's pants, as the left part of his belt is missing. They just forgot to draw it during this one shot, which is pretty funny. That ain't it for this episode though. Here's another mistake from the same episode.
I like you, SpongeBob. Well, we could be tighter than bark on a tree. Hi!
I like you too, Sandy. Say, what is that thing on your head?
Well, that's my air helmet.
May I try it on?
Heck no, I need it to breathe. I gotta have my air.
Me too. I love air. Air is good.
No kid.
Why, air's my middle name. The more air, the better.
Did you guys catch it? Yeah, so let me explain. Take a look at this shot of Sandy Cheeks. This is how she normally looks, this is how she always looks. And as you can see, normally her neck is brown. It's like the same color that we can see on top of her head. It's the color of her fur. But during this one scene in Tea at the Tree Dome, when Sandy says no kidding, dude, what is going on? As her neck is white instead of like brown. When literally in like every other appearance of Sandy throughout the entire series, her neck is brown. So I'm definitely overanalyzing this, that's what I do, but totally a mistake here. Anyways though, let's head over to another episode of SpongeBob with even crazier mistakes. First up is the episode Arbor Day Disarray, which is a new episode from season 13. This episode only aired in June, so yeah, it's very new, and it has some mistakes. Here's the first one. Let's see if you guys can catch it.
I use the power of science to make special acorns that'll grow into saltwater trees. Oh. You don't need to chew it, you whittle stick. To grow a happy, well-rounded tree, you need to talk to him.
Hi, I'm SpongeBob.
This one is easy to catch because it's a very blatant mistake. Like the animators, I don't know how they missed this one, but take a look at Squidward's face. Yeah, not only is this Grumpster missing his eyebrows, but he's also missing his forehead wrinkles. Normally Squidward looks like this, as most of you guys know, but in this one shot, I guess the animators were feeling a little lazy because, yeah, Squidward's face is missing some detail. But let's keep it moving. There's another mistake in this episode. I want you guys to catch it.
A little while later.
Hello, Sandy.
Oh, howdy, SpongeBob. How's your new tree doing? Are you talking to it?
My tree's been doing all the talking.
Are you feeling okay, SpongeBob?
Hang on. Barky wants to talk to you.
Why did you leave me with this giggling hunk of holes?
What is that horrible noise? What? It's okay, buddy. Talent isn't everything. Your case? It's nothing. Hey, Squidward, your barber called. He said he's sorry. Should have stayed.
This one isn't that big of a deal because it is a cartoon, guys. Like, SpongeBob has a lot of mistakes, but sometimes I am self-aware of the fact that it's due to it being a kid's cartoon. But, where is Patrick's house, guys, in this one shot right here? It should be right beside Squidward's, but it's missing. This right here is Conch Street, and as you can see, we got SpongeBob, Squidward, and Patrick's house all on one street. But in this one shot, I guess the animators were feeling, again, kinda lazy, and just thought it would be easy not to draw Patrick's house, right? But again, it's a cartoon, not a big deal, but let's keep it going, guys, because this next episode has a crazy mistake. Next up is Patrick Man, and this episode's pretty good, but of course, I mean, it's in this video, it has a mistake, guys. Every episode of SpongeBob pretty much has a mistake, but here's this episode's mistake. Let's see if you can catch it.
Another Krabby Patty for the gentleman.
Thank you. Let's hope Patrick Man doesn't confiscate this one.
Patrick is taking things too far.
Hey, that's Patrick Man to you.
What are you doing out there?
Something a non-hero civilian could never understand. No! Away with the swiftness! Villains and criminals beware! Patrick Man is here!
Did you catch it? Well, if you didn't, let me give you some context. This right here is Patrick Man, and as you can see, he has a backward P on his attire. It's a part of his outfit. It's there whenever we see Patrick in this outfit, but when he appears in this kitchen right here, where is the backwards P? It's gone. It's just disappeared. The animators just didn't draw it. First it's there, but in this one shot, I guess they just weren't feeling it. They weren't feeling it, and it's not there. So yeah, mistake. Let's keep it moving though, guys. I have another episode with more wild mistakes. Next episode is A Space Affair to Remember. Another episode of the Patrick Star Show, as I just said. This one is pretty good. I'm not the biggest fan of the plot, I guess. I mean, the episode's fun, don't get it twisted, but I don't know. I'll let you guys decide for yourselves. Here are some clips summarizing the episode.
We got you something for your special day. Reservations to the Acropolis All-You-Can Eatorium. Enjoy the finest cuisine in ancient Greece. Okay, best be on your way.
Gee willikers! Who knew ancient Greece was so spacious?
Well, what did you think? Let me know in the comments. Do you think it's a good plot? I don't know. But what I know that isn't good in this episode is this mistake. There's only one, and it happens quick, but it's still a really bad mistake. Take a look.
Never before in the history of this contest have I seen anything so incredibly weird.
Congratulations! You're officially weirdos.
This is the perfect anniversary.
Yeah, it's a shame the kids aren't here to see it.
There are more of you? Please welcome your children.
We kinda had a house party while you guys were gone. Are you mad? Not at all, son. Your mother and I had the best time we've had in years.
So here's the deal. When Benny and Cecil tell Patrick about their day at the space station, half of Bunny's lipstick appears to be missing. It happens really quickly. Like, here's a shot of her with the lipstick normal. It covers her whole, like, you know, her lips. But here's the shot where half of it's missing. Like, I don't even know how the animators made this mistake. It's a very strange one, but yeah, it's a mistake for sure.
Your Krabby Patty meal, sir.
Bigger nails! That's worse than I
Okay, baby, we're in season 12 now, a more modern and recent season of SpongeBob, so things are kind of different. The show is widescreen now, and to be real, there's less mistakes because everything's like digital now. Don't worry though, Cartoon Corey still found 3. Here's the first one. The episode SpongeBob's Bad Habit, by the way, I didn't mention that, but yeah, here's the mistake. Take a look at this.
Give me the works, Ethel. Oh, my nails are in terrible shape. Ooh, that feels good. Ethel, you know I like to keep my nails long.
So take a look at this shot of Mrs. Puff from another episode, and I want you to pay attention to her eyelashes, alright? They're always there, everybody has eyelashes, even fish in Bikini Bottom, supposedly. But during this scene in SpongeBob's Bad Habit, when Mrs. Puff removes the towel from her eyes, if we pause at the right frame, boom, right here, our girl's eyelashes are missing. They then pop right back in the next shot, as you can see in slow motion here, but for this one frame, as you can see again, they're missing. That's a mistake, guys, and here's another one from the same episode. This episode has 3.
We'll stop your nail biting habit quicker than a jet-powered jackrabbit. This'll keep your fingers out of your kisser. Tell me he ain't doing what I think he's doing.
Oh, he's good.
This next one is an audio error. We're always focusing on like animation errors, which are very funny, but this one has to do with audio. Here, I'm gonna play the clip again, but I'm gonna cut it down and make it shorter and make sure it's only when the audio mistake occurs. Let's see if you guys can catch it.
Tell me he ain't doing what I think he's doing.
Did you guys spot it? Well, don't worry, that's what Cartoon Corey is here for. So, when Sandy says, uh-oh, tell me he ain't doing what I think he's doing, we can hear the audio, but her mouth doesn't actually open or move when she specifically says, uh-oh. You just hear the audio line, but her mouth doesn't move, which is incredibly awkward. Not as awkward as this next mistake, though, from the same episode. Take a look at this one.
Relax, Mr. Squarepants. Now, what seems to be the trouble?
Doctor, I can't stop. I can't stop biting my nails. I don't know what to do.
This one was similar to the first. So, when SpongeBob tells Hans that he cannot stop biting his nails, ew, by the way, kids, don't ever bite your nails. It's a terrible habit, hence this episode. As you can see, SpongeBob's eyelashes are missing. And just for reference, here's a shot of SpongeBob with his eyelashes. And now we're gonna go back to that shot in SpongeBob's Bad Habit. And yeah, when he's talking about biting his nails, his eyelashes are missing here. If we keep paying attention though, his eyelashes are also missing throughout his entire hypnotherapy session. But don't worry, they return to normal once he wakes up. Not that big of a deal, like eyelashes missing are kind of like light in terms of mistakes, so don't worry, the next couple of mistakes we'll cover today are gonna be worse. Let's head over to this next episode that's actually a straight-to-TV special. Let's take a look at this.
The Great Barrier Reef. See? There's a huge assortment of slides and trampolines.
And forts.
And a water park. Oh no, that's just where you drooled on it.
We're back with some good old-fashioned SpongeBob. Next episode is a SquarePants family vacation. I love this episode. I love episodes with SpongeBob's parents in them. And here's the first mistake.
Are you getting hungry?
Yeah. How'd you know?
Oh, I could hear your stomach growling. I thought for a second it might be some kind of scaly monster coming to eat us.
This one's pretty straightforward, but when SpongeBob and Patrick are walking through this like mushroom forest, and SpongeBob says for a second, I thought it was some scary monster coming to eat us. This is really bad, but our boy loses his entire left arm for a frame. Like it's just not there. It's only for a frame. It does come back right away. But dude, look at this shot without his arm. And yeah, major mistake here, guys. Let's keep it moving though and head over to another SpongeBob episode with some wacky mistakes.
Maybe it's just because you're ugly.
Ugly? You gotta be kidding me.
Let's head back over to the classics. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Season 2, the Steven Hillenburg era. We've got Something Smells, a very special episode. And you know what? Before we get into the mistakes in this episode, there's 2 really bad mistakes. Here are some funny clips from this episode just for the sake of it, and then we'll get right into the mistakes.
Just do what I do when I have problems. Scream!
Hello.
Look at it! Look at it! Look at it! Look at it! I want all of you to look at it!
See, I'm happy I did that. Such a nostalgic episode. It hits me in the childhood, but let's ruin that childhood by exposing that first mistake.
Wow! It's Sunday, Gary! Guess what's for breakfast? That's right! A sundae!
As you just seen, after SpongeBob goes from his bedroom to his kitchen, we can see his bedroom wallpaper, alright? Instead of his living room, which is totally a mistake because SpongeBob's bedroom is not located next to his kitchen. It's located upstairs, as we've seen in numerous episodes before. So yeah, very weird mistake. I don't know why they put his bedroom wallpaper as he's coming into the kitchen. Totally a mistake. And here's another one from this episode.
Looks like we're out of ice cream. Guess I'll have to use something else. Ketchup!
This one took me a couple times of watching it to really catch it, but when SpongeBob opens the giant ketchup bottle and squeezes it into his sundae bowl, disgusting by the way. Putting ketchup in a sundae, disgusting. If we look at his hands though, his right hand is on backwards. Look at this, I'm zooming in. Yeah, that hand is on backwards and totally a mistake, a really bad one too. We ain't done yet though, gang. More mistakes to come and you do not want to miss them. Let's keep it rolling. Our first set of mistakes can be found in the episode Plankton Retires, an episode where, well, I mean, the title kind of explains it. Here, check it out.
Mr. Krabs, did you see that? Plankton is retiring.
All hands on deck, SpongeBob!
Aye, aye, Mr. Krabs. Whoa!
Yeah, so turns out Mr. Krabs has beaten Plankton down so much that this man, this evil little dude, retires. It's crazy, but hey, maybe there's a twist. Before we get to that though, let's take a look at the first mistake. Let's see if you guys can catch it.
He covered me in urchins, fed me to a seahorse, and stung me to death. I have had enough!
Oh, I think someone needs their papa.
Don't you see? We're done here.
He said for the 9 billionth time. You know, Sheldon, if I had a dime for every time you...
Okay, so here's the thing. When we first see Karen, as you can see, she isn't plugged into anything. There's no cable coming out of her computer body. But literally a second later, and look at this shot, as now Karen is plugged in and requires to be like powered, making for a really weird mistake. Here's another one. Just like this one, let's see if you guys can catch it without my help.
How long will you be staying with us?
Forever. And so begins my retirement.
You see there, lad? Plankton is up to no good.
Yeah, so I was right. There is a twist, as you can see, but also more importantly, what's going on with Plankton's eye? His pupil is just gone and it looks really awkward. Let's move on to some even crazier mistakes though. So as you guys can probably tell, I'm a little addicted to SpongeBob. I love the show. But in the episode Treats, Gary gets addicted to something and it's really funny. Like Gary is tweaking in this episode. Take a look.
Oh, Gary! You got a big surprise coming to you. Snail bites! Gary, that's an awful lot of snail bites for one evening. Are you sure you want more? Whoops, looks like that was the last of them, Gary. We're all out. Gary, it is 4 o'clock in the morning. What exactly do you want from me?
Yeah, like I told you, Gary is on one in this episode. Like, he is dying for more of those treats. Dude is tweaking out. So much so, guys, that I'm gonna show a couple more clips because it's just so freaking funny. Here.
Excuse me, do you have any snail bites? We need some snail bites.
Oh, no. Those sold out almost immediately.
Okay, Gary, I'm off to the Krusty Krab. Hope your day will be as fun-filled as mine. Whoa! Gary?
Okay, mistake time. So we have 2 mistakes in one scene. At one point, Gary shows up to SpongeBob's work, and if you look at his shell, his colors are the wrong colors. This is how his shell is supposed to look, but as you can see, they like flipped the colors by accident, which is definitely a mistake.
Normally I'm so shy, I
Gary, what are you doing here? You're causing a scene! I know, you want more snail bite.
Well, you could try going to the factory where they make them.
Thanks a lot.
This episode has one more. Take a look.
Take a look at this map. This is a map of every pet store in the entire world. We've been to every single one of them, Gary. I can't keep looking, Gary. I just can't.
Hey, SpongeBob! Are your snails still meowing?
I know you guys caught this one, it's very straightforward. But SpongeBob's missing like his pupils, like the rest of his eye. They're just gone and it looks really weird. This happens pretty often, but yeah. Let's move on to another episode. Up next is another classic. I'm talking about jellyfishing. This episode is all about SpongeBob and Patrick trying to convince the very grumpy Squidward to just go out with them and have some fun. You know what? Here are some really funny clips from this episode before we get into the mistakes. Of course, we're gonna cover the mistake, but you do not want to miss these funny moments. Roll the footage.
Stupid jellyfish, beat it! Whoa!
Welcome home, Squidward!
Merry Christmas!
We're gonna make this your best day ever! Jellyfishing! This is Jellyfish Fields, where wild jellyfish roam just waiting to be captured. Be the net!
Yeah! You're feeling it, Squid! That's it, all the way! Take them all the way! The last 6 miles make the squid! Go, go, go! It's in the bag!
This is really your best day ever, isn't it?
Such a good episode. Season 1 is just untouched when it comes to like kids cartoons. But anyways, let's ruin that childhood. Here's the first mistake.
We made a net especially for you. Do you want to come with us?
Really? Jellyfishing with you guys? I can't think of anything I'd love to do more on my day off than go jellyfishing with my 2 best friends, SpongeBob and,
Patrick.
Next time?
Oh, sure, right. Whatever. Like, that'll never happen.
Yeah, it's more funny than anything, but when Squidward leaves SpongeBob and Patrick on his bicycle, where is SpongeBob's house? Here's a random shot of Conch Street, which as you guys know, it goes Patrick, Squidward, and SpongeBob's house, right? And even considering the angle of this shot where Squidward's leaving, you should be able to see SpongeBob's house right here. So totally a mistake, and here's another one from this episode.
Firmly grasp it in your hand. Firmly grasp it. That ought to do it.
Hey, look! Squid's doing it! Go, Squid, get him, Squid, get him, grab him, down, Squid, you got it, Squid!
Go, Squid! This guy's good.
He's a natural. Yeah, you got it, you're doing great. Go, Squid, go, Squid, go, Squid, go!
It's another funny one, but as you guys know, Squidward's net, alright, is like forced into his hand. It's like ripped into his hand, as you've seen in the clips, so it wouldn't change positions, right? But if we watch throughout the episode, Squidward's net changes positions between his hands multiple times. First, it is in his right hand, as you can see here, then it's in his left hand in this shot, but then it's in his right hand again here. So totally a mistake, but you know, I'm more concerned for Squidward, dude. Like, look at this footage again of it being shoved in his hand.
Firmly grasp it!
Ouch, dude. Like, oh my gosh. Ouch, 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 ouch.
Okay, maybe you haven't messed up yet, but you will. You will. And when you do, I'll be there. I'll be there.
Okay, it's time for some classic episodes. Next up, we've got Squid's Day Off, which is a very underrated episode from season 2 in my opinion. I mean, people love this episode, but I don't feel like it's talked about enough. I hate to bring it up in such a negative circumstance though, as we're about to expose some mistakes. Here's the first one.
I will ring the bell when there's an order, but there's no customers.
What's going on out here? My babies! Get away, barbarian!
Did you guys catch that? Probably not, because it's a very weird mistake that needs some explaining. So, during that scene you guys just saw, when Mr. Krabs grabs the dime from Squidward, if we look over here, we can see that there's this bag of grains that's between the pipe. It's right here, alright? You can see it right there. Now, the problem is that before this shot, we get a shot of that same pipe, and look, that bag of grains is missing. I highly doubt Squidward or Mr. Krabs put it there in a matter of seconds in the middle of a conversation, so I think it's a continuity error. First they drew it without it, and then they drew it with it, making for a funny mistake. And I'm rambling, so here's another mistake from the same episode that's a lot more spicy. Like seriously, this one's really, really bad.
Why can't Mr. Krabs just let us go home? SpongeBob, stop ringing this bell.
Yeah, so I was not lying. This one is really, really bad. But when Squidward says, SpongeBob, stop ringing this bell, his legs, right, his legs, a massive part of his design, are not colored in for an entire frame. Like his legs were just not colored in at all, and it looks so strange. I told you it was a really bad mistake, all right? And there's gonna be a ton more in this video. But first, it's time for the random mistake of the day, where we very quickly take a break from SpongeBob to talk about a cartoon suggested by you, the Grapple Gang, and cover a couple of mistakes. And then we go right back to SpongeBob. So if you're here for SpongeBob, don't worry, we're gonna get right back to SpongeBob, lots of SpongeBob mistakes. But real quick, let's talk about a show that you guys have really wanted me to cover before, and that's The Simpsons, a classic. The episode is Moaning Lisa from season 1, and roll the clip. Here's the mistake.
Can you teach me to fight like you do?
I don't think so.
Come on.
I'll tell you what, I'll do it if you bark like a dog.
You little...
You got yourself a deal, Fido.
So as you've seen, it takes place at school and revolves around Lisa and this teacher, Mr. Largo. So early on in the episode, Mr. Largo looks like this, and his pants look like this. Remember the color, all right? Remember this. As eventually, when Marge grabs Lisa and they drive off, look at Mr. Largo now, as his pants have just randomly turned red. I'm doing a side-by-side. First, his pants looked like this, and then they randomly changed to a red pair of pants, and this all happened in like a matter of seconds, so this was not like he changed his pants. So totally a mistake, and it's time to get back to some SpongeBob, baby. Let's go. First up is the episode For Here or To Go, an episode where Mr. Krabs comes up with a smart idea to entertain customers.
Attention, Krusty Krab patrons! Behold! The Krusty Krab presents our first annual Pun Seed Guessing Contest! Guess how many seeds are in the jar, and win a free Krabby Patty!
I have a guess.
Plankton, you don't get to guess.
Hey!
Mr. Krabs has a cool little game going on, but the issue is he's discriminating against Plankton, which is gonna come up later on in this episode. But first, let's see if you guys can catch the first mistake on your own.
You can't do that. It's not fair.
Oh, I'm sorry, but it's me restaurant, and I can do what I please. I know you'll try to analyze that patty and find out my secret formula.
You'll pay for this, Krabs. I'm calling the Bogus Business Bureau.
According to Article 57 of the Greasy Spoon Code, any fast food contest must be open to all customers.
You have to let me guess now, Krabs.
So here's the thing. Most of my longtime viewers already know, but there's supposed to be a path connecting the Chum Bucket to the Krusty Krab. We've seen it in numerous other episodes. You can see it in this clip right here, but they're directly across the street from each other and there's a path. But in this one shot, there's no path connecting them. There's a path in between, but yeah, definitely a mistake. And here's another one. Let's see if you guys can spot it.
Mr. Krabs, it's awful. We're all out of buns.
No buns? Drat the luck!
Got a delivery for the Krusty Krab. Where do you want us to put these buns?
Good thing I ordered us extra for the contest crowd.
Now, I know some of you guys missed this one, but here's the issue. This table and barrel has like this white outline. It looks like they were like poorly photoshopped. It looks really rough and is definitely a mistake. And we've got one more that has to do with our boy, Mr. Krabs.
SpongeBob needs to clean the grill first.
I cleaned it this morning.
Doesn't your spatula need a line in or something?
Nope, she's perfectly aligned.
Drat your efficiency.
Dude, what the heck happened to Mr. Krabs' pupils? This is actually somewhat of a common mistake in SpongeBob, and sometimes people try to defend it, but no guys, this is definitely a mistake. Your pupils don't just disappear. Let's keep the video moving though, and move over to our next episode. It has some crazy mistakes.
Oh, whatever will I donate to the time capsule? Golly, this is hard. How about this lamp? It's perfect.
Wow, you're good. How did you know all that? Are you like a psychic? Oh, tell me what I'm thinking.
Next.
Our next mistake can be found in the episode Buried in Time, which is all about the Krusty Krab making like a time capsule. The episode's really funny. Take a look at the beginning here, and then we're gonna get into the mistakes.
Empty. I thought I'd never see the day. Use on or before the date printed below. Oh, this can has been here for 50 years. This should be in a museum for future generations to enjoy.
Future generations, huh?
That's right. In 50 years, your donated treasures will be unearthed for future generations to enjoy.
Okay, it's mistake time. Here's the first one.
Tell me, what do you know about this plate?
It works good when I eat stuff.
Now, with your permission, I'd like to perform a few tests to verify its authenticity.
So as you guys just saw, there is one fish who brings plates to put in the time capsule, alright? And for about a frame, if you look, his eyes briefly disappear for a frame. They come back, but I mean, come on, man, they should be there the whole time. Here's mistake number 2.
Get to the Krusty Krab Time Capsule Spectacular!
And there's your commemorative time capsule keychain.
And thanks so much for all your contributions.
So throughout the scenes where the fish are putting things inside of the capsule, we can see this red ribbon which runs from the stand to the Krusty Krab right here. But throughout this scene, it actually just disappears and reappears, just totally messy. And let's head over to another episode, guys. The mistakes in this episode we just covered are all right, but this is where things get wild. Be prepared. First up is the Season 8 episode, Bubble Troubles. This episode is all about SpongeBob and Patrick being idiots like normal. By the way, never call anybody an idiot, kids, but SpongeBob and Patrick are not very smart in this episode because they ruin Sandy's oxygen supply. As you guys know, Sandy's a squirrel, she isn't a fish, so she needs air. And in this episode, SpongeBob and Patrick really mess up. Here are some clips of what happens.
No spice. Hot sauce!
Sandy, check out these new spicy bubbles that Patrick invented.
Well, I'd love to try out your newfangled bubbles, Patrick, but I've got to fix these airlines to my tree dome.
SpongeBob, Patrick, you guys could have like killed Sandy. Like she even starts passing out at one point because she's feeling woozy due to not having enough air. Crazy plot. But the mistake in this episode is really interesting. It shows that the writer of this episode needs to go back and watch old SpongeBob. Let's see if you guys can catch it.
Luckily, I have just enough air in my submarine to get to the surface and refill my air tanks.
Phew, thank goodness. Allow me to get the door.
Even I knew that was dumb.
How's Sandy doing back there?
Not sure. Let me check. Oh!
Hey there, Patrick. Careful where you're breathing.
She seems fine.
Hold on just a little longer, Sandy. We're almost there. I can see sunlight.
This one's bad, so be prepared, okay? In the episode, there's a point where Sandy thinks she needs to drive her submarine to the surface to get more air, right? Because they're at Bikini Bottom, it's underwater. Sandy's a squirrel, so she needs air from the surface. But here's the thing. Back in the classic, iconic episode, Pressure, it's confirmed that Sandy can quite literally just walk up to the shore. As you can see right now in these clips, she literally walks to the shore. So whoever wrote this episode, Bubble Troubles, needs to go back and educate themselves on OG SpongeBob. Like, this one's just disappointing because Pressure is an iconic episode, but I'm rambling. Let's move over to episode number 2 and see what mistakes are in that episode.